I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
William Day Memorial High School D-Cup Alumni presents its third annual fundraising barbecue on Memorial Day, May 30th, 2022. Wear your favorite jersey to Wilsonwood Park in Mount Vernon, New York. Remember to take exit 12 off the Hutchinson River Parkway. Music by DJ Mad Max of Sound 1000. Proceeds to aid the William Day High School Costa Cup team. For more information, contact Keegan 304-607-4034. Our codfish at 954-639-2991. Proud of people, it's important. Remember, make sure say no did that.
All right, greetings and good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. As usual, I am your host, Management, just making sure that my lighting is all right. Hope you're having a top morning this morning. Welcome to every single one of you. It's always a joy and pleasure to have you partaking with us on our podcast here on I Am Sure Sports. Yes, it's truly a great privilege to have you as our subscribers and viewers. And so we want to ask you, if this is the first time that you're coming on the platform, please ensure that you hit that like button. You make sure that you subscribe. All right, please subscribe. It's the way that you support the platform. We also have an option that you can give a super sticker where you can be highlighted, or a super chat where your comments get highlighted and we read it out, and then you also support in terms of financially the platform. So you have those options as well. But how can I go on without saying a big thank you to the sponsors of this video? They help to make our programs go on. They help to improve our quality day by day in terms of the visual and the sound, the data, the stats we provide. All right, so want to say a big thank you to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit them at launchlegacy.com, right? or call or text them at 647-989-0782. That is Launch Legacy. This is very important, right? That if you are in sport and you want to ensure that when you stop playing, you have some money that you can piggyback on, then Launch Legacy is the place to call. If you have no money, I want you to check out our next sponsors. They are Prestige Finance, located in Linstead, St. Catherine, and they can lend you up to $1,000. Yeah, short-term loan, right, where you can deal with school or start up a small business, or buy that piece of furniture, your nice 50-inch, 60-inch, 70-inch television to watch the Champions League. You never know. Visit them, right? And here's what you do when you check them out. Make sure that you tell them that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports, and you will pay no processing fee, get same day processing, and only pay somewhere between 0 to 4% interest rate. A big thank you again to all our subscribers, all the other persons who are out in the fields making contacts and links and providing information. I Am Sure Sports, we respect that. All right. I just want to share with you a quote from today. It says, "Life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God." So life is God's gift to us. What we do with life is our gift to God. All right. Today is our devotional day, and so we have our friend Sir Gregory Messam, always providing us with some devotional content, and we're going to use his own this morning. It says, "One day you'll look back and realize that you worry too much about things that don't really matter." Then it says, "Good morning." It says, "Lord, we give you praise for one more day. We thank you for being Jah, who is full of mercy, love, and compassion. You are faithful and always near to those who call upon you. And we say thank you. Thank you for the blessings of yesterday. And as we prepare ourselves for what you are about to bless us with today, we ask that you may cleanse us from all our sins and from everything that is distracting us from you and what you have called us to be. Let us throw off everything that hinders and the things that so easily entangles us. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Jah, we love you because of who you are and for all that you have done. Cleanse us now, we pray, and renew us daily with a fresh filling of your Holy Spirit to guide our hearts, our ways, our thoughts, and our actions. As we surrender ourselves to you, lead us on the path of righteousness, Jah, and bless us with your love, your divine favors and mercy. We pray. Selah. It says, A team, heart of love. All right. So thank you, Sir Gregory Messam. That's a devotional thought for today. Hope it inspired someone. Welcome, Malik Mills in the building. Yeah, Mr. Dre, bless up. Brian, big up yourself. Sports on the ball. Up and rolling, up and gunning, up and running. This morning, I'm also going to have with me someone who I work with in terms of partnership, in terms of what we do. He is a D licensed coach now, so he think he is the guru. Yes, he run El Futuro Football Academy up there in the Lawrence Tavern, Stony Hill, Golden Spring area. If you any of those places, it's very simple. Monthly you pay like $3,000. You pay like $2,000, right? But if you turn up on a Saturday, it's around $1,000 a day, right? So I would say register for a monthly camp up there. They're doing a great job. So let me invite yours truly, the man with the plan. Yeah, the man. Yeah, with more money in his hand. Bless up Rob Simmet, Mr. Javon Parchment. How you doing, Coach Parchment? Man, I'll cut him here, man.
Yeah, man, get that first stream, you have to, prepare for your work. So
Yeah, man.
Big up everybody in the comment section, Mali, Dre, Martin, the Sports on the Bar, Rob Smith, big up on yourself. Big up yourself too also, Manny's man, for giving that, thought of the day on that, starting out with God in our here in our area. And it's good to have him to give us the blessing and to keep us away from evil.
Yeah, man. Listen, before we even get into the two primary things we're going to discuss, just take a couple of minutes, tell the people about your academy, where it's at, how people can get connected to it, and what age you cater for, and what gender.
Okay, so my academy name is El Futuro Academy. It's a future, stars. We cater for ages from 7 to 11, and from 11 to
From 12.
from 12 to 14, and from 15 to 17 to 16, right? And then they have the under 19. So we'll finish at the under 19. So that's what we cater for. We're located in Lawrence, in Golden Spring. That's when you go Constant Spring and you go up, like you go into Temple Hall, those area, Glengoff. You can always find. You can always ask anybody. You can Google it, and you'll see the big field in the square at Golden Spring right there. Yes. So we are located right there. If you know Stony Lot Academy, just drive, come straight down the road. Can't miss it. It's in the town of Golden Spring. All right. We started over a month now, month and 2 weeks, and we are pretty much doing a good job so far. We have around sometimes 30, sometimes 40 kids coming out. And we cater for anybody. So if you want to learn the game, you don't have any skills, you can always come and be a part of the family. And we'll teach you, football. Not only football, also we teach you to speak properly. We teach you to, be a team person. A lot of things you can learn at El Futuro, and a lot of, persons want to come on board and help us, such as Manning's Man. So it's a great family. It's a great family, and it will be good for you guys to come. So, as Manning's Man said, $500 for the $2,000 for the month. If I come for Saturdays only, 7 is $1,000. So I would suggest to you to pay for the month, and it will be good, cheaper for you.
Yeah, man. Your academy accommodates both male and female.
Yes, my academy accommodates both males and female. Pretty much work with all the genders. Also, they can link me up on the El Futuro Instagram page. El Futuro Sports page on Instagram.
Yeah.
And text me there if you want to join. Any information you want, you can link me there. You can link me also on the Unseen Sports Instagram page, Facebook, and my personal page is Coach Parchment on Instagram. You can also link me up there, and also you can link Manning's Man.
Boss Thomas is saying pin it in the chat. All right, so you can do that.
Pin the Instagram.
Yeah, put the stuff in the chat so they can get it. Anyway, bless up Balakar. Boss Thomas Balakar says, Unseen Sports TV, McGregor is the best striker in the JPL right now. all right, Balakar, I hear you.
You look that way, though, man, is man. You look that way.
So what has Daniel Green not done? Because Daniel Green is now tied with the leading goal scorer right now.
10?
Yeah.
Where is Benbo?
Benbo is around 8.
Where is McGregor?
McGregor is around 7.
But remember, when he just joined less match than Green.
Yeah, but all right. So since the international break, Green has scored in not every game. So he has scored. Mount Pleasant has played 14 games. I think it's 14 games, yeah. And he has scored in 9 of the games. All right, and then he didn't play a couple of the games. So he's also on fire. And since he went to the camp, he has scored in every game. Since he has come back from the international camp. That's the Reggae Boys camp.
He is up there, man. He's up there.
I see Balakar trying to get in. Let me see if I can accept this call.
He's up there, man. He's up there.
I see boss. He has scored in every game since he has come. Hey,
Man.
yes, sir. How you doing, Balakar?
Man.
Yeah, man. Are you hearing me?
Nah, hear man.
Yeah. All right. Balakar trying to make an early call there, so hopefully we'll call back. Because we don't want to digress from the matters that we're going to, be discussing. But of course, we want to make sure that we give our yeah. Yes, Balakar.
Man.
Yeah, man. Are you hearing me?
Yo,
Yes, Balakar. We hearing you.
me nah hear man.
I don't know.
Your phone?
Huh? All right, I don't know. We don't know what's wrong with Balakar right there.
Yeah, hear me now, man.
We are hearing you, And seeing you hearing Balakar?
Yeah, clear, loud and clear.
Yeah, hear you now, man.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Balakar. What you saying?
When me there say still, No, when me there say, I talk about like center forward, Remember say green play on the right, you see me?
Okay.
I mistake me make this, man. Peter, center forward, me talk like hold up the play, spin off a defender, go and let them good shot can buck the ball good. You see me? So that's that me do want to say.
Yeah, man, he's doing really well and he's going back.
overall.
He came back from Europe because he was injured, so they sent him back out here to recover. So he's supposed to be leaving.
How much goal
Daniel Green is on 10 goals.
Bembo how much? Bembo scored 2 last night.
Yeah, I think Benboy is now on 8 or 9. Let me just check it and see.
Probably up on 9.
Yeah. Let's check it and see.
So Bygrave. So Bygrave and Green tie up then.
Right. Bygrave and Green are tied.
Alright then, I will forward off a show and program and
Yeah, man, and listen up, all right, Balakar, thanks for the call. Although we're not discussing the JPL right now, but we'll give you the goal scoring stats. We're not hearing you,
I'll
Ansi.
look more before you discuss that.
Yes, later we go discuss that, yeah. All right, blessings, Balakar. Yes, Ansi, we're not hearing you. Oh, all right, so people, this morning, here's what we're going to do, right? I don't know if you have checked out the bracket for the U17, all right? How the U17 is poised. We're going to talk about the U17 tournament in the Dominica. Jamaica won their first game by 7-0, and Canada won as well. All right, so Jamaica won, Canada won, which means that because of the amount of goals that Canada scored, they are leading the championship. All right, so that's the U17 the U17 women. So they are leading the zone because they are in the same zone as Jamaica. Jamaica plays Dominica Republic today. All right, important game. Believe that we're going to win, but I want to propose something. All right, I want you to tell me what you think about it, because given how we play the Dominican Republic today, but given how the seeding is, if we finish second in the group, right, Unseen, if we finish second in the group, we would end up in the bracket and with the USA. And what that means is that when we get to the quarterfinals, we would play the USA, which I think we would, in my opinion, I don't think we're at the level yet, at the U20 level, where we can beat the USA. So we have two choices: to top the group, or I think to finish third in the group. Because if we finish third, we end up in the bracket where we would play Mexico in the quarterfinals and get to the semifinals. But if we finish second, we end up playing against USA in the quarterfinals. If we finish first, it forces USA and Canada to play in the quarterfinals. So my question is, what you think is the best option for us?
Not going into the USA group, losing the game, going to the Mexico group.
You yeah, like I want to hear from some of the persons in the comment section for real, right? How would you play this? If we finish, like I said again, if we finish top, what that will cause is that Canada will be second, and they and the USA will play in the quarterfinals. Right? We would end up playing like a Costa Rica or a Costa Rica in the quarterfinals, which could see us going into the semifinals and not play the USA until the finals. And either Canada or the USA will be knocked out, you know.
If we win the group?
If we win the group.
Right.
All right. That would mean we have to beat Canada. All right. If that doesn't happen, and we finish second, we would play the round of 16 game, and after the round of 16, our next game will be the USA, because they are going to top their group. All right. So if we finish third, we would not meet the USA or Canada until in the semifinals. What would you do?
If we can't beat Canada, if we don't win the game against Canada, trying to finish third.
No, but if you win today,
who are you playing today?
Dominica. So if we beat Dominica today, we automatically come in second or first in the group.
My God.
So it would have been better if we played Canada first.
True.
But Jason is saying that our mindset shouldn't be to lose. Try to top the group then. Okay. All right.
What is wrong with that?
The other option is to defeat the Dominica by 10 today and hope that Canada don't score more than 7 on Bermuda. So going into the last game, like suppose Canada give Bermuda 6 and we give Dominica 10 or 11. What that means is that we would have 2 goals over Canada and we could try to get a draw against Canada and top this zone.
Yeah. That can work.
So I say win by a whole lot of goals today, probably more than Canada scored against the Dominican Republic, and hope that Canada don't score as much goal as we did against Bermuda and go into the last game with a tie. What say you?
The first option a bit of a mistake.
All right. So that's what we need to look out for today, people, in the CONCACAF. Also, it was good to see the team score 7 goals. I think they looked better as the game progressed. They didn't start out very well. I think because they had limited preparation time in terms of the training. Once they got to the Dominica, they just went right into the game, basically. So I suspect that by the get to the Canada game, they are going to, I think they will look a little better than they did. All right. But was good to see Avery Johnson, player that I interviewed on the channel. Though she's a number 10, she played a center forward role. A little bit in terms of her pace, she's not the fastest, but she's able to hold up the ball. Very good control and pass. One thing though that I'm very curious about, right? I don't know if you observe it. So there's a number 7. She scored 2. Her name is Buckley. Don't know if the number 7. Very skillful player. She was in the under-20 squad. All right. And she started, I think, all the games in the under-20 team. And so I expected her to be very dominant at the under 17. You understand me? Because if you are 15 and you play in the under 20 team, when you step down to the U17s, you're supposed to be the standout player. She didn't look well, which puts a question in my head. Was she ready to play the under 20? You understand what I mean, Anderson? Could we have used an older player in the under 20 since she qualified for the U17?
True.
Because there are older players that we didn't call.
But man, did she look good in the under 20?
No. Like, she can control and pass, but you can see that she's too small. She was being bumped off the ball and stuff in the U20s. But in the U17, you can see that it is her level because she didn't stand out, but she wasn't being bumped all over the place.
Okay.
Boston says, man, I told you need in the JFF to give the coaches these ideas before tournament start. Bless up, Boss Thomas. You have to ask the JFF if they want me in the JFF. Canada not that scary. If we score first, we can win. Okay. What do you think about Canada? You watch the Canada game?
No.
I think we can beat Canada, one of the academy owners who have some players there, when I said that Jamaica can beat Canada, he laughed at me. I said, I'm dreaming. I need to pinch myself. But I think we have the fastest players in the league. We have a number 6. I think she's Andreen Smith. She plays on the left. I mean, she's like a like some female. When you see them play, you say a man that.
They move like Cephas.
Hey, no, she's not like Cephas. You tell her who she reminds me of. You see, like how Gregory Messam used to have them control of a Jamaican, full of style and skill and cutting and our Gardner. She reminds me of like a Gregory Messam or a Ricardo Gardner, but she have a lethal left foot. She kick it hard, brother. I think she's a very good player. Listen, the team is very good because the goalkeeper kept in the under 20 team. The 2 center backs.
It's a quality team.
Yeah, I think the 2 center, instead of, all right. So the captain at this team could have been starting over Buckley in the U20s. So I think we made some bad. This is just showing me that we could have gotten more out of the U20. Understand me? But let me get a couple more comments. We soon get to the under 20 boys. Limited preparation time is what we do. Can't just call it Jamaica preparation. I don't know, Rob Smith. I hear that the travel plans, again, there were some issues with all the travel plans. Yeah. Yeah, man. Girls. Leah Brooks. Yeah, man. Yes, Boss Thomas. Yeah. Man, could you imagine she going up against the Cubans? The Cubans. Oh. Yeah. All right. And then Matic says Canada is the best team, and we can beat USA though. They didn't look that great last night. Yeah? Yes, sir, Matic. We stand more chance of beating the USA than Canada. Whoa. I think we should avoid them until we get to the semifinals. If there's a way to, and the pathway to that is to lose a game, which you don't want to do because you don't want to destroy morale. You understand me? So we can outscore the Dominica and try to get by 15. So we're going to the USA, to the Canada game with a better goal difference than them. I think that is one of the best way. But I think team selection continues to be a major issue with our football. Go ahead, Ansi.
Man, sometime during, remember you were talking to Genesis coach. What's his name again?
Mr. Edwards.
Mr. Edwards. And he tell us you have to study your part to win. Right?
Yeah.
To study your part to win. Sometimes you have to take a loss for you to miss certain teams in a competition.
Okay.
But it's how you communicate with your boys so that they don't mash up the moral aspect of their mindset towards playing more games. So it's how we talk to them and they share the point with them and say, all right, if we win this game, we are going to win this group, or we are going to play against Clarendon College this early. I don't want to face Clarendon College this early. I'm not afraid of them, but it's easier to play them in the semi-final.
Yeah.
You understand me? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's how we look at it and how far you want to reach. And nobody sees you in the first leg of the second round. Everybody want to look on you when you reach semi-final, don't it?
That is true. That
Yeah.
is true. So that's one way to look at it for real. And then Boss Thomas says, my concern is the Canada number 11 up against our two centre backs. She's a handful. Yeah. And then you see how diverse views can be, because in our house music opinion, he thinks Buckley was our standout U20 player. She was just a disadvantage weight wise, which is what I'm saying, because she's a very skillful player, in terms of her control, her passing, her dribbling ability. But you could see that her weight and size was a major disadvantage our house music. So you could say she was the best technical player, but I can't give her the tag of being the standout when it was so she couldn't tackle and win a ball. Anybody got close to her, they could just bump her and get the ball at the U20. And so my expectation is that, all right, give you an example. If you rewatch the game, she never even positioned properly to kick the corners, right? So when she kick in the in-swingers, she don't come from the inside of the corner flag, She come from the outside of the corner flag to kick an in-swinger corner. You have something on, unseen. Are you a feedback?
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's gone. Yeah. So what is happening is that even her position of the ball to take the in-swinging corners, you can see that she needs a lot of growth and coaching and training. I think the coach was shouting to her, so no, you're on the wrong side. Yeah, you know what I mean, unseen. So if you're taking an in-swinger, you're supposed to be on the inside of the flag. So she's trying to kick the ball at in-swinger, but she's on the outside of the arc trying to kick the in-swinger. So the ball kept on going into the sideline a couple of times. I disagree with your management. Your mindset is part of the problem that affect our football. We cannot keep hiding from good teams. If we want to go to the World Cup, also compete, we have to play. What are you talking about, Matic? What do you disagree with? What did I say? What you disagree with? Hold on. So when you say you disagree with me and my mindset, what is my mindset? And part of what? Explain all your statement. 1, what you disagree with. 2, tell me my mindset. 3, what problem I'm a part of. 4, how am I affecting Jamaica's football? 5, explain to me how I'm hiding the Jamaican team from any good team. 4, how come I have a problem with the team going to a World Cup? All right, so answer those 7 questions for me in your next comments and I will put them up. So answer those things. All right, and then I will respond to you again. Complacent, but Simit Brooks, Tiny, down a town Atkins, we're going to beat all before them except the US. Okay, all right, there you go. Yeah, man, but Simit was good. Brooks was good. The captain was also good. Man. The captain was also good. That is Wilson, who played in a defensive midfield role. She was good. Tiny is the number 10. You watch the game and see it? She's good. She's good. Here's what this man said. All right, so he disagreed with me because I said, you are saying you don't want to play Canada, you don't want to play the US, hide and seek you are playing. So let me give you again. All right. So the second part of my video title is a question sign at the end. All right. So let me ask the question again. We have options. If we, and my statement have been based on that, the intelligent Matic. If we finish third, we avoid the bracket that has the USA, we would not play the USA until, that's what I said, you know. If we finish second in the quarterfinals, we would meet the USA. If we top the zone, and that's what I said, you know, if we top the zone, we score, I said, if we score a lot of goals against Dominica and tie the game against Canada, we'll top the zone, and USA and Canada would meet, and then we would meet one of them in the finals or semifinals, meaning that we go to the World Cup. How do you get that? My mindset, I'm a problem with the football. We don't want to go to the, how you get that? It's a question. I propose to you a scenario, a B scenario, a C scenario. Unseen said he preferred the first option. What is your option? You disagree with a question. It's a question, man. Come on. Anyways, moving right along, because you don't know. Yeah. Right. So, Tiny Lookwell, who is the number 10, the number 6, I think Smith. Wilson is a good player. Avery Johnson, the young lady, she has a funny name. The hard name, Ragnunda. I think her name is. Yes, so she scored 2 goals. Very good header. She scored. Very good header. That she scored. So that was a good goal. Leah Brooks is also a U20 player. You know, so she's also very good as well. And I think the centre backs are very good. One of those centre backs plays for Rhinos Academy. Rhinos Academy is an academy that Neo Oxford is at up there at Meadowbrook High School. And the number 10, the number 9 that came on and scored is also a part of that academy. So I think we have a good enough team that we can advance, and it is interesting to see how things will go going forward. Christine Brathwaite, she doesn't have the necessary paperwork to represent Jamaica right now. That is still being worked on. All right, that was the last update I got. She doesn't have all the necessary paperwork right now, but that is still being worked on. I believe though that her handlers thinks that she can make the national team, the senior team. I think, you know, sometimes our senior team is very, very competitive, but I mean, they believe that she can be a player in the senior team. So yeah, so we will see. All right. May and Johnson are the 2 best players. Really? No, man. Tiny is very good, you know, and the number 6, I think Andrine Smith is her name. Yeah. So blessings, Brando. Brando, where do these young, where or when? Oh, so they're right. So most of these young ladies, they play for their high schools, Excelsior, Meadowbrook. I think there are a couple of Waterhouse players on the team as well, but those Waterhouse players would have also played at Meadowbrook, at Excelsior. So let me say this. Listen, you have to big up Coach Xavier Gilbert, because without any football, he has been able to prepare and work on a lot of these young ladies to get them at the level that they're at. So big up Coach Xavier Gilbert. You may not agree with everything that he has done, but I mean, when you see good works, you have to really, you know, you have to really give credit where credit is due. So Coach Xavier Gilbert, wherever you are, big up yourself, because you're a major part of this in terms of being able to put out young ladies in a pandemic to play for U20s and the senior team and the under 17. Not having any football being played in Jamaica. So we have a player from Garvey Maceo. There's a player from Denham Town. Meadowbrook has a few players out there. Excelsior. We have a Mount Alvernia High School player. We have a couple from academies overseas. One who is connected to Tottenham Hotspur as well. I don't think she played. she has played as yet. So a good little mixture there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Rob Smith. I'm a big problem with Jamaica football. Yeah, but they need to vote me out. Yeah. Understand me. This is the purpose of qualifying tournament is not to show how good you are. It is to qualify. Hey, Planet 41, big up. That's a big one, man. That's a big one. That's a big one. Leah Brooks is desperately wanted by the US team. I don't know how GFF pulled off this scoop. Listen, let me tell you this, right? A lot of all right, people. It's easier. Do you realize that it is easier to convince persons in the United States connected to Jamaica to represent Jamaica than a lot of the persons in England? Because I think it is closer, and a lot of these people have kept in touch and traveled to and fro and are connected to Jamaica. So I think that is part of the thing that is happening, right? So a lot of these players in the state, especially on the female level, are going to come in because they are interacting with a lot of Jamaicans in the college circuit in terms of women, right? So that's a big deal. You understand me? Yeah. So I think that is why we have that. Matic, yeah, man. Two of them played. One played in the U20s. Her name is Mia Mitchell. And, she got an injury and, is still not properly healed. It's more serious than they thought it is. Avery Johnson played in the U17. She started. I think she scored the second goal for us. And Christian Brathwaite, who is a third young lady, her paperwork has not yet been the processing of it. There are some difficulties. And I mean, these things let me know how difficult it is. I don't want to get into the details, but oftentimes the system don't facilitate. Let me say it this way. Sometimes our system are so legalistic that they don't facilitate legitimate people. But the corrupt people get by the system. It's like a politician had a famous quote in Jamaica. He said, "The man who plays by the rule is always shafted." It's like if you want to do the right thing, the process takes longer. And the man who is doing the wrong thing, he gets through faster. And I would say this is part of the problem with some of the documentation, especially in this particular case. I think the system could have fixed the issue long time for this particular footballer. And without getting into much details, I will leave it at that, because we are going to discuss the U20s. Of course, you know that the Birds I sent them over to the Dominican Republic, and they got back yesterday. And early this morning, they sojourned to the Captain Horace Burrell Center and peeked in the dormitories up there and decipher some important information re our under 20 male team. All right. So I'm going to disclose that to you right now. So the Birds are busy at work. I'm going to touch base with them again to make sure if I can, go ahead. So I'm going to give you that lot of paperwork they send me, Yeah. When my Birds go to work, you get a lot of paperwork. It's not long paper, man. See, there are things on it, man. Yeah, man. So I'm going to work on that now. Yeah. So, most of the girls are first generation are Americans. When you're talking about England, you're mostly talking about grandparents. Hey, that is true, Rob Smith. That is true as well. Yeah, man. Blessings as well. Peso, bless up. And Charlton, RR, Chatterton, Maislin, blessings. Greetings, Mannings man and host. Keep up the good work. I disagree. We need to vote you up to the GFF. Well, I don't know how that is going to work, because Matic says that I'm part of the problem. So I don't know how you and Matic have to have a vote off. You need one more person to at least vote for management for it to happen, because Matic is against that, because I'm a part of the problem. But let me explain to you again, because I'm not, if you know me, I stay away. Listen, if things are not of value, I don't need to discuss it. And people take all kind of things. People are telling me that my name is being called. Listen, if people are talking about you, man, that's good, because they're spending more time focusing on you than their own personal lives. So I don't mind it. All right. So keep on, whoever they are, it's not a problem. But let me say this again. This is like the 10th time or the 11th time on a video I'm saying this. As far as I understand, the federation has decided that the players who are playing professional football overseas don't need to come to the training camp or to any trials. They will, at the back end, be included in the squad because they're playing at a professional level. As example, or for example, there is a player called Omari Hutchinson. Say all his papers are, he would not need to come right now and be in any camp. But when the final squad is being selected, he will be a part of it to make the cut to go to the World Cup. That is my understanding. So the camps that have been held were not for professional footballers, but they are players at clubs and academies who were not a part of that, and so they have decided to come out and try out. Certain players don't need to come and try out. Others needed to. All right? So the players that are in the camp, they are called invitees. It is not the squad. I don't know, like, why people hear this and they hear something and like, please, the ignorance of the oppressed is the strength of the oppressor. Let me repeat that. The ignorance of the oppressed is the strength of the oppressor. My job as a vlogger is not to select. I don't care at the end where people are from, what league they play, as long as Jamaica is winning. When Jamaica is not winning, I have a problem. So I'm not here to select teams, to pick squads, to name people, to determine numbers. That is not my job. That's the job of who they appoint. If they have the wrong person, me not even care if they have the wrong person, It only matters to me when I'm not seeing the results. It's because it's a results business. So if you want to pick up 23 cow from Island Dairy Farm and put out on the field and we qualify for the World Cup, hooray. Hooray. Hooray, hooray, hooray. But you see, if we put the cow them out here and we don't qualify, then me go raise an argument. Because my business is the team winning, not team selection and squad selection. That's me. If you hold a different opinion, that's fine. That's you. So, I don't want to be asked who in squad, how many players. That is not my business. If you think that is important to you, you go and investigate. I'm not a private investigator. I'm a vlogger. All right? I'm not in an investigation. All right? Because we don't want nobody. Man say. What I hear and what I know is what I speak. That is the process. All right? So, let me say it again. The professional players will not be invited to no trial. All right? So there are players who are at a high level who they are going to they are specially selected. It could be 10, it could be 13, depending on the amount of persons who are going to be in the squad. So if there's a 23-man squad, it is possible that you could see 13 players playing professionally come in, plus 10 of the players who are presently in the camp. We don't know. I don't control the numbers. All right. So the birds went up there today and see the birds. Hey, the birds are. Go ahead.
Can I add to that before you start talking about the birds?
Yeah, go ahead.
As management said before, our co-workers, other persons, fans, please to stop spread false rumors about the JFF. Stop it. It's not good. It don't look good. The politics of the football is not our problem. Let's talk about when the team go out there and play. That's what we should talk about most. You understand me? We should stop talk and spread some propaganda upon JFF. It's not good. When them wrong, we beat them. But do not. We must stop the lie. Right? As management said before, none of the professional players are going to, come for trials. They are going to be in the team. All right? Camps are finished. Trials are finished now. Right? So they are going to cut the 30-man squad. Right? And then the persons who are professional players are going to come in that team, so that they can get a month preparation for them. So we can go into the World Cup qualification, with a month preparation. It's quite, a little bit of time, but that is what we're going to get. Continue, management.
Yeah. So who are the players? Because the important things, is really who are the players. So even with this, there are, over the camps that they have had, players from America predominantly have come in. Some have not made the cut. Some have. And they are in this because there are others who came earlier who are not in it. They never made the cut for whatever reason. All right. So let me get the paperwork here. Because the birds went up there, Come I tell you, management bird them at work and a chicken them a jerk. All right. But Dove lad unseen. So I have a couple of players from hey, listen, Casey, a big school still All right. All right, people, let me say it this way, unseen. You know that from what I have seen, Christopher Pearson, Lamont Rochester, and Cleo Clark are the only Cavaliers player that have made it. Right? Christopher Lamont, Christopher Pearson, Lamont, and there's a feedback unseen. Lamont Rochester and Cleo Clark. In fact, I think the reason why Cleo Clark actually got included is because of the passing of Omar Leng. I feel like that was Omar Leng's because he was getting his stuff. And because of his passing, Cleo Clark would have been added. But those are the three Cavaliers players, all right? Harborview also, Mount Pleasant have some players in there as well. They have, Mount Pleasant have a few players at the training camp. They have Devontae Campbell, Tyreek Zemenes, and Tajay Anderson. All right, those are the three Mount Pleasant players there in the camp. All right, Waterhouse have Romaine Blake and David Edwards. David Edwards is the Romaine Blake is a player that plays for Jamaica College, right? And they also have Ricardo Watson of Waterhouse as well. So Waterhouse has three players. Mullines, and I know that the manager of Mullines brought his player after the Mullines match to the camp. Yeah, Makwan Aldridge from Mullines is in the team. Ligani FC has Xavier Davidson, who plays for Jamaica College, and Brian Burkett, who plays for St. George's. All right. See, so it's a really scatter, a lot of players. Santos have two players. So the Jerome Barkley name is in it, and Louis Watson name is in it. All right. I see Harborview have Kevin Wilson, which I think is Kevin Pele Wilson's son, and Gavin Burnett is also there. Then you have a Jaden Anderson. He's from the USA. Sheridan Bruins in the USA. You have Alexander Bicknell from Foruna Colon and Mona. I think that's the German team. You have Rolando Baker. He's from St. Diego High School and Rivoli. Unseen getting a feedback again. You have Mackay Beadle. He's from FC Delco in the USA. You have Nigel Prince, Atlanta FC. These are just some names that the birds, you understand me? You understand me? Kamali Powell, SG Untenras over there in Germany. He also played for Cornwall College. You have Duncan McKenzie and Jonathan Thompson from Real Mona. Duncan played for JC, as you know, and Jonathan played for Campion College. Last night, Coach Eric Edwards actually gave me that name and said that he was called to the camp. All right.
I hear the feedback now, my son.
No, the feedback is gone. There is also making the list. Or making this training camp is Atario Brown, and he's a player who is in Germany as well. He plays in the under 19 there. There's a Mannings player. He's a goalkeeper, Ashani Campbell. You have Akeem Bernard. That is a Phoenix goalkeeper at Mona. You have Crucifixo Thompson. He played for St. Catherine High. That's the captain, I think, one of the captains at St. Catherine High. Very good young player. And you have Acha Hutchinson, the Dintil goalkeeper, who keeps for Arnett Gardens. All right. So yeah. So again, here somebody saying it again. And this is the Mullines manager. He's saying, Mannings, Aldridge is not in the team. He has been invited to the camp. Please make that clear. The team has not been selected yet. This is our next manager, you know. So no matter how the thing is said, I don't know why there is a different, opinion. Now, I have something that I want to say unseen. The Humble Lions player. I think he's a captain for Humble Lions. The right back. The captain for Humble Lions, the young youth, should be in this team.
The one that scored the goal?
You're talking Mullins?
It must have Mullins.
Huh? I'm going to get, who is the captain for Humble Lions? What's it? Captain Murray? The Humble Lion captain. Yeah, man. He should be. I'm going to get his name.
Remember the age, Remember the year them born.
Yeah, man. Hold on, man. I'll get him age. This player should have been invited. I hope they're going to invite him. May I tell you? He's a captain. Where's Fresh God?
Fresh God got good information.
Yeah, Fresh God team. All right, Murray. His name is Murray. Yeah. Is he of U20 age? Yeah. And he's of the U20 age, and he's the captain of Humble Lion.
No, we're trying to find out. They never tell you.
Odean Murray. Yeah, man, he is. He's young.
2003 man.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, since the man has been captain in the side, I'm telling you, Odean Murray. Yeah, man.
Captain Umberland?
Yes. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, Travis Pesser, Odean Murray, about 21 years old.
Travis Pesser, you're wrong. You're wrong, Travis Pesser. May I tell us you're wrong? Well, I'm going to find out. Humble Lion, we're Fresh God. Fresh God. Fresh God. Fresh God. And now you hear me.
Jay, anyway, that. Get the ears down, man. Quick.
Fresh God. Yo, Dre, yo, shot, fresh good. Nah, here, they're too far. No, didn't hear Whisper. No, so Whisper, that's what I'm saying, that Whisper, because Whisper wasn't included in the present training because he had to go on trials.
Or
I
he
think
used to
he's
go on
away.
trials.
He's
He used to
away on
go on
trials
trials.
right now. So that is why. And he's going to be, say that he goes to Real Sociedad, I believe, and he would not be able to come. So he would be one of those players who come in at the back end, which I think is the right thing. You can't mess up the youth's opportunities. You can't mess up the opportunities to come and play in it, and then they don't get to go back. You have to let them do those things. You understand me? Let them settle their career decisions, and then you get them back to come and play for the tournament. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to find, where is Fresh God? I'm trying to see if I can get the information for the player. But the Humble Lion captain, I don't know if the Federation knows this. Because maybe they don't know, because he has really come onto the scene lately. You realize? Because who used to be the captain? Vanzi.
Yeah.
Since Vanzi has been injured, he has captained the team. And look how Humble Lion has climbed up the standing. And he has been playing well and a very integral part in their defense. Though they have even, yeah?
Yeah, forget the age, no matter what. Forget the age. That's important.
Yeah, trying to get his age. All right, so
that's the important.
Go and run it and see. Let me get the age.
Yes, people. So you have heard some players. You can say in the questions and ask. Brian Mannings, Murray was born 2002.
Really? Okay, and Mullins was born 2002 too? Let me check it out and see. Go ahead and see.
Cumberland, a different team now. Leon Price. Yeah, they're playing more attractive football now. Yeah. And they're blending in the youngsters in the team. So, it's a good look for them. Murray date of birth is the 25th of the 6th, 2002. So he's not.
So he's too old. What about Mullins? Okay, he's not. Man, miss it, man.
5 Phoenix players got selected. All that. Where do you get that from? Sports on the Ball, where you get that from?
Maybe he's counting Big Nell.
Who?
Big Nell is Bernard. Big Nell Bernard. Whisper. Who again?
Who else? There's no more.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm going to check that, Mr. Manager. But go ahead.
Just want to see how the teams gel. Mullins born the 4th of the 7th, 2002. So Mullins is out. So all 2002 players are out. People, 2003 players are eligible to be selected once you are, up to par for the under 20. If you want 2002, you're not eligible. So always remember that. Sports on the Ball, there's no team in our academy in Jamaica where 5 players is from. There's no academy or club where 5 players is from. Fresh God just joined. Fresh God, find out the age of name again? Murray from Umberlands. Tell me if he can play under 20. Do that fast way, Fresh God. You're late, yeah man. Just find that out quick and fast way. You're late. Cause we da call you long, Long time mine's man call. Well, that's not on the list, Sports on the Ball. Mr. Butler can say what he wants to say. That's not on the list. That's not on the list, Sports. But when we stop listening to people who have agenda, and listen to the JFF man then. Hey, Sports on the Ball are easy,
Sports on the Ball, same here. I'm here from Mr. Butler, the man himself. All right, boss. Man, that information is very accurate. Trust me, sir. My word is my bond. If the place where I got that or football is good. All right. You know what? You're absolutely right, brothers. You're absolutely right. If you call, you're going to go online, You call it. Let me see it though. Let me see. Oh, jeez. Yeah. He's right because I just spoke with a representative of the club and they're going to check on it still, but it seems like Man of Steel is correct.
Hello?
Yes, you're live on the air now, sir. You're calling. How you doing?
No, money's me can't lie for the year.
All right, let me cut you off.
Alright.
Very good.
All right, so let me get. Professor says I look like Phoenix have more players in the team than.
Cavaliers. Someone asked the man, what the 13 players them say come from Cavaliers now? Don't leave speed alone here. Hey, Jamaican wicked still. Oh, God.
People, the roster has not been finalized. Jamaican Guna, the roster has not yet been finalized. They're only training. It will not be finalized until the professional players are included in the squad, which is next month. Yeah.
So basically, what they are doing, who does ask that?
Jamaican Guna.
So Jamaican Guna, basically what they are doing out of this set that is on camp now, they are going to pick. How much am I going to pick again, man? 15? Yeah, they are going to pick 15.
It depends because what I understand is that if the squad is, for example, 25, then you could see like 13 players from professional players coming. This would include Whisper as well. So if you add Whisper, you could say plus 12. You understand me? Who are playing overseas or in overseas academies and clubs, because you have a player in Portugal and people say that he's not in Portugal. The player is actually in Portugal in the second tier. All right, so go and check out this name. All right, check out this name. He's in the second tier in Portugal. Like this player, he would come in the final squad selection, right? But again, yeah, right. So that is what is going to happen. So you could see 13 of these players in the present training, right? Unseen,
Right.
make the final cut. It could be 10, it could be 13, which is not, because when you look at it, look at the names that I give. I think like Devontae Campbell is a good enough player.
Right.
Tariq Jimenez is a good player.
Right.
Christopher Pearson is a good player.
Right.
Lamont Rochester, good player.
Quality.
You have what's his name? Even Barkley is a good player. Aldridge, good. There are some good players. Romy and Blake. There's some, yeah. There are some good players.
Blake is a good number 6.
Blake, yeah. Even this player from Campion, that plays a real Mona, I know. Remember last night when Coach Eric was on and they were asking him about CDMs. He said this is a very good CDM, one of the better young CDMs in Jamaica. So like I say, you have Whisper in there, good player. You have the Gavin Burton who plays for Harborview. That's a very good player. So there are some good players who will make this team very competitive. I haven't touched on any of the goalkeepers yet. And then you have the player, you have Prince, Nigel Prince from Atlanta FC. He's a good player. The Beadle guy, McKay Beadle, he's a very good player as well. So the team just to select from this crop of players is tough. There are some players who probably won't make it. Yeah. So let me give you this, right? One of the things that they're looking for is a number 9. They want like a couple of number 9s from overseas to join the pool. So you can tell by that they are planning on bringing in players. They're looking for center backs from overseas to come in, goalkeeper from overseas to come in as well, because they think they need to improve the quality of the goalkeeping. I believe though that one of the areas that we haven't struggled in Jamaica is in the area of goalkeeping. That is my what do you think? Over the years, I don't think we have struggled with goalkeepers. That's just, yeah.
Hold on, I'll get a call from Damien.
Okay. I am sure Sport Mullins and Murray are 19 but not born in 2003. All right, fresh God, bless up. Brother, you may be texting. You can allow me a call here, brother. Sure, man. All right, respect. Yeah, man, and Brian just did that. Dre Anyway, have some names here. He says Tariq Jimenez, Chris Pearson, Devontae Campbell, Lamont Rochester, Makwan Aldridge, Duncan McKenzie, Tariq Harrison, Dujan Whisper Richards, Kavan Wilson, tops, in my opinion. There you go. So he has named some names. You understand me? Good player. But listen, Brian Burkett has won everything in terms of like competition stuff in Jamaica, you know. So he's also an ex-good player. So with a good mix of local players and those overseas, you have the professional players from Phoenix Academy who will also be involved. Yeah, Dre. But and also I know that Mr. Porter is working assiduously to get players ready for the tournament who are professionals. I know he's working tirelessly to ensure that all the necessary paperwork are in. So I think we probably need to give the thing some time to process before we become too critical and operate on our hurt. Because the truth is, the football, a lot of people are hurt because of the state of the football. And you see hurt people. Hurt people. And you see when people are hurt by the system, they can't say anything. No matter how the conversation come up, it comes up negative. And again, I know that my job as a vlogger, I don't know about anybody else, is not to put the pressure on anybody to pick and select people. My job is to put pressure on them to get good results.
Right.
And so I want to give them the latitude to do whatever they want, as long as it is legal and right. But make sure that you get the results, because if the results don't match up, that is when I have a problem. What say you, Unseen?
Well, I share the same sentiment that you share. I think that our job is to put pressure on them, as you said before, for result, not here to pick, because we can't pick any players for them. We can suggest players, and then they look at the players and see if you're up to par. They say that they want number 9. I don't see the out and out striker number 9 in Jamaica, whether in the schoolboy league or in the JPL right now, who is at the age of under 20. So if you go overseas for a player who is professional and playing good and scoring a lot of goals, I don't have any problem with that. Because I don't see any out and out number 9 playing professionally in Jamaica.
In Jamaica, there's none at that age group. The only one we talk about is Whisper. That's the only name we call. Outside of Whisper, there is no other number 9 that we call. Probably you could say what's his name? Gregory Cousins, who is in college.
Yeah, so Gregory Cousins is not in the team. Is he too old?
That's what somebody check Gregory Cousins' age, because that's one of the questions I'd have. Or because he just started college, I wonder if he can't come out. Sometimes, let me tell you this as well. Sometimes when the player move overseas, because the paperwork, if they're probably filing for you, you probably can't travel until, you understand me?
Yeah, that work.
Yeah. Probably can't leave to come back until certain things are done.
A lot of logistics.
Yeah. So it will be good to find out that before we start questioning it. But we need at least 2 good, proper center forwards, number 9, not wingers, but number 9.
I will need more. Number 6 too also. We only have 1. That is Blake.
I am sure Spurs, if we somehow can't find 3 strikers that aren't better than Whisper, we aren't doing a good enough job. He's not that good. He's not that good. Well, David, listen, that's your thoughts. You understand me? I've seen him play. I think he has a lot of potential. I haven't seen him play recently, but he has a lot of potential. And so I'd love to see him in a proper system to see how he matches up. But he cannot be the only one. He can't be the only one, right? And if we can get other players who are playing in the EPL or playing in the championship, then that's better for us. Imagine if we have these glowing reviews for Whisper, and then he has to be on the bench. You understand me, Unseen? It argues well for the football. That is what we should see. Our team should be so good that even Leon Bailey has to be thinking if he's going to be in the starting 11. That's how competitive the national team needs to be.
Right.
Like in the English team, the only person who probably can say, I am going to start, is Harry Kane,
True.
It's like Manchester City. Outside of De Bruyne, who else is sure of starting? Sterling, not sure he's going to start every game. Bernardo Silva, that is what we want in Jamaica. So the more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. Right? Then Malik, Devontae Campbell is his name. He didn't play in the game, but he was a part of the squad. So he's in the team. Pesa says Rob Smith does him. Nobody does. He must focus on his record label. I don't know who. Don't know who that. Man is why you don't get it. The man them don't have anything else to okay.
David Carson, we kill him, man. David Carson. Don't put a lot of money on there. Don't put no on there.
No, I mean, listen, I don't know, brother. Like sports on the ball, you have to know me,
Yeah,
the sure way if you have your comments. Like his name is in my list. Jagona says, what U20 striker is banging in goals local at the leader line, Jamaica history? That's what we're saying. There is none Jamaican go now. Everybody admitted that, so they are trying to go overseas. I know that there is a player at a championship club that has been scoring a lot of goals that he's probably going to be in. That's what I'm saying. He's probably going to be in the squad. There's a couple of players overseas who are probably going to be in the squad. And I think Whisper is going to be in there as well. Bless up Marcus Mosiah Gavi. You got a point, man, is man, about goalkeeper. Jamaica had a couple good goalkeepers, but now keepers are required to use their feet. I think we're lacking in that department. You know, that's a good point, though, unseen. We have good keepers, but how many of them are very good with their feet at that level?
Hutchinson.
That's a Dintil goalkeeper, but he's so short. I'm wondering if he's too short for international football. What do you think?
All right, this is my opinion. I don't want to come off in a way where it be mess up. Because sometimes these youth listen to the program and man. You know what? Better not say anything.
Okay.
Better not say anything.
Mannings, should we expect the same playing style from the coach at the U20 as we see at his club? That's a good one, don't it?
You expect the same playing style from the coach at the
U20. Which is Coach Gale at Waterhouse. Do you like that playing style, Boss Thomas? That is the question. Do you like that playing style? Do you like the Waterhouse playing style? Unseen?
Yes, but I don't. Sometimes I don't like, how he starts the game and the back burner or back foot, based on all the analysis, or based on how he analyze the team. I hope he's not. I hope the team have somebody who is responsible for analyzing the team, and he listens to that person. That's the only problem I have with Fuzzy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only problem.
Yeah. All right. But he's good with his feet, though. Good playing it out.
I'm on his one. Hope that the analyst is good also.
Yeah. Somebody saying that when Phoenix went to Europe, keep in mind that they played Aston Villa U16 trialists mixed with U18 players with players all of Crystal Foundation Academy. Okay. Hey, I don't know how this conversation get inside here. How this conversation? We're talking. How this?
That's what I'm saying to you, man. I should have put up that one. That one just shall pass. That one.
All these. Hey, listen, people. Look. Cameron Archer is his name. I am sure sports. Unseen. I want to hear. I am short. Everybody says. Tennessee Lewis says, speak.
All right, so four keepers we get picked, Archer Hutchinson is the best one out of the three keepers. He knows the game. He knows what to do with the ball. He can pass the ball properly with his feet and stuff. The problem is internationally, and I saw Mannings did it on him, how they scored the goal, is that when there is a corner or a free kick, they can put somebody to block him from coming for the ball. Now, it's easier for somebody to run in and put the ball in the back of the net, score on him, right? Very simple as that. So set play is going to be at difficulties. Difficult. It's going to be difficult for him.
For him, yeah.
Very difficult for him. So
That's
that
a
is the
good point.
biggest problem.
Listen, I like this training squad that they have called up, like the final training squad to select, the final group of players from that will team up with the professional players. I know Dre asked about Gary Mills. I saw Gary Mills in one game for Mount Pleasant. I haven't seen him again. I understand that he's also on his way out of Jamaica for college, which could hinder his opportunities of representing. Again, you have to bear in mind that if your parents file for you and you leave, it's going to be hard for you to travel back in that time during a particular period of time. Remember, that is one of the things that I understand affected what his name, Jamai Topi, why he couldn't travel back to Jamaica, because that's part of the process he was going through, from my understanding. Don't know if that is, how true it is. And I'm wondering if this is what is affecting the Cousins, because I haven't heard or seen anything from Cousins since his exploits in the DaCosta Cup. But Gary Mills is not even a number 9. He's more he's a number 10 or a winger. Yeah. Leon Price, solid point. And I think most people in the comment section will agree with this, that this probably should have been done a few months ago, right, Unseen?
Right.
Because by now we should have the final, but you still would not have some of the players. The truth is, you will not have, if you have the players playing in the EPL and their starting players are in the EPL squad, they would not be able to come to they would not be able to come to what? You know what they would not be able to do? They would not be able to come to the camp. So what would be the point of the camp? You understand what I mean? Because remember, if you selected right now, if you had 13 players from EPL Germany who are making match day squad, you would not be able to bring them in to come for 2 weeks and 3 weeks trials, because they're actually included and involved regularly in their week to week. You understand what I mean? So yeah, you may want to do that, but is it feasible? People will say most of the Mexican youth players are playing in Mexico. Most of the American youth players are playing in America, the better players. So they can afford to have the camp. I don't think Jamaica could do that, because we're going to rely on players in England and other places in Europe. And they are trying to cement their international or their professional footballing career. Unseen, run it. We have a call coming in. Let's see if there's a caller calling in. Go ahead, Unseen.
Okay, so some people sending in some comments. Travis Special. No, Balakar said Travis, him show up some people with the truth. David Nichols, Butler fans in the various chat don't like the truth, bro. You're fresh. They could have come on an international FIFA date. Leon Price, me see you did say some about Tumberland. How you go? When Whisper score consistent goals at a high level and proves himself more than others, he should be in the squad. Rob Smith, sports on the ball, you manage man and reason with intelligence. You can't point to a negative comment I made about Butler. Balak, Travis, here what you, Mr. Butler, show up some people with the truth. Fresh, humble and improving and playing better football. Well, people, what I can say is that Mr. Butler talks about his struggle with the JFF and what he has went through. You understand? Can't say my lie, Mattel. And I respect some of the things that he said, but not everything that he said I believe. You understand? Because people tell lies. You understand me? Everybody tell lies. Sometimes you can pick sense of that nonsense. But at the end of the day, we want a better Jamaica. We want football to get better. So we have to try preach the truth and pressure the persons in power to pick or try to select the right person, right? Suggest names to them. Their job now is to get the coaches to work with these players and get them to function and get Jamaica to be in winning ways. That's the only thing we can do. I'm not in the politics. I don't like it. I don't like the politics. So at the end of the day, if we are going to, be funds based to a particular person, I don't think that is good. I think you should be neutral and speak the truth.
Yeah. So let me just say this. Listen, people, we have to understand, right? We live in a society that is prone to all kind of violent acts, and a lot of that stems from not seeking to understand before being understood. Let me say it again. I don't like to be philosophical, but sometimes I think we need to be measured in a lot of things. So let me say it this way. Seek to understand before being understood. I want you to remember that. I want you to repeat that. Seek to understand before being understood. We must understand that every person has a right to their opinion, even if their opinion is wrong. I will say this. I don't. Mr. Butler has all right to advocate for the players that he coaches and he manages. He needs to fight for them. He needs to defend them. He needs to speak up if it means if you think there is if he needs to exaggerate, overemphasize, that's fine. That's fine. That is fine. All right? No, not because it is his opinion mean that everyone will agree with it. And those who disagree with it must be respected. You understand me? So it is okay for somebody to say that Whisper is not great. That's their opinion. And if you believe Whisper is great, that is okay.
Right.
That's it. Why is it that only one set of people have a right to have an opinion? We need to get past that kind of reasoning. So we come into comment sections and chats, and all we do is argue people's opinion. These are Mr. Butler's opinions. So I don't discuss them because I have my opinion. That's a simple thing, So at the end of the day, he has a right to do what he's doing. Every agent has a right to sell his player. Listen, think about it. If you were a player and you had an agent who never went on platforms and defended you and spoke about how good you were, wouldn't you want to fire that agent?
Of course.
Yeah. Don't you want your agent to be promoting you, saying that you're the
greatest thing since life breath? Yeah, that's what people would want. That's what people would want. For you to, but that's what the player would want the agent to do. Keep promoting and fight for them so that they can be the best. whisper a good brother. Why fight the youth people? All right. So you see, your reasoning, Balakar, your reasoning. I don't think anybody's fighting whisper if they say he's not up to par. That's their opinion. Because there's a lot of question and whisper saying me. Is he a professional player? Is he playing professionally in terms of consistent, like a Lamont Rochester? Is he playing? He went to a competition, right? In in USA, and I don't know the logistics of the other teams and stuff like that. But he plays against Aston Villa, right? He played against Aston Villa, and he dominates. He played well, right? That's the only, I would say, in a professional settings that he played, some games, right? Now he's out of that professional settings, so he's not going to be up to par, right? So there's a lot of questions over his head. People should learn to accept um, other person's opinion, right? Learn to accept other person's opinion. Why fight down somebody's opinion if they have, reasons to what that makes sense? We have to think about things that make sense, right? We have to think about um man freeze. Yeah, man freeze. So he'll be back soon. I think maybe something wrong with his internet. Marcus Messiah Garvey. If that's the case, Manning's great is one hell of a manager. Craig is one hell of a manager. Yes, he's doing a wonderful job for his player, right? He's one of the best like I said, managers are agent right now because he's trying to get all of his players a contract overseas. And he's doing the right thing. He's getting videos for them. He's putting them out there in contradictions or whatever, and getting them out there and people talking about them right through. Even if they're not up to par, they are out there. You understand me? Right. Learn price. An overseas player come into the bringing quality. The overseas players must bring in quality. Hold on, man is texting me, so let's see what he's saying. I think he's coming back soon. Or his internet. Yes. Hold on. True unseen. Everyone have a right to their opinion. Yeah. But some of the youth players them now start in the team unseen. I don't understand what you're saying, Balakar. But some of the youth players them now start in the team unseen. No, I don't understand that. True unseen, yeah. True me talk. We fight on other people on opinion. But what I would agree people to fight down is telling lies, telling blatant lies, like saying that 13 players from Cavaliers are in the squad. You understand? Any amount of player from any team can go for a trials. But is that 13 player going to get picked? No. Because you must have other team with good players who are going to get picked too. You understand me? So those lies and spreading false, making up this local versus UK thing. You understand? And I blame some of these, I would say, these co-workers to put out that type of things, that type of content. I blame them for putting out those things. Stereotype, really putting out those content. It's not good. It's not a good look. We need to move away from that. Understand? Because I can tell you that the local based players, they love when those players come in and can teach them a lot of stuff. They make links, they make connections and stuff like that. So I don't see why we are doing doing those stuff. GK, CB, LB, CDM strikers, who are your best at each position under 20 on scene? About my opinion, on scene, just Jane weather. and team kinda think that how you and management on the same program texting each other lala. What do you mean, Tennessee? I don't understand. Management got freeze and got cut off the stream, right? I am taking over it because it's not going to come off unless management come off and shut it down. As he has the control over the stream. So I don't understand where I'm texting. You understand me? I don't understand. Yes. Balakar, stop it, man. Balakar, stop it. You can always comment and text on any show. But it's what you text. You text, ask question that makes sense. Unseen, you can't be serious blaming vloggers. They simply report what they see and hear. The blame should be squarely on the JFF for the UK versus local narrative. All right, Jason, that's your opinion. I can't blame you on your opinion. You can't blame me on mine. I don't believe that the JFF is doing that. I don't believe that. So that's your opinion, Jason. What's the purpose of this on U20 squad? To qualify for the World Cup. Basically, to qualify for the World Cup. All right? Is to qualify for the World Cup. Tennessee Lewis, just joking, brother. Okay, Tennessee. Yeah, so the under 20 squad camp, the final cut is not made as yet. The final cut is not made as yet, people. So remember that those names that management, mentioned, they are in camp, and the squad is going to be cut. So I think around 15, maybe even 13 may be selected. Then the other rest from overseas will come and fit in. All right, that's the plan. That's the plan for the under 20 team, and they want to try to get at least a month training to get that cohesiveness, that chemistry in with the team. I think it's short, and that is my problem. I think the time for that is very short, and I think that would play a hard task on these coaches to get them to play together. But remember, these players, they're supposed to master the basics. They're supposed to get players who master the basics and play in almost any system, and easy to achieve. So I think maybe fitness wise, maybe a problem. I don't know, but most of the players are supposed to be in good condition for the game. Unseen, my opinion is based on JFF. Always pushing narrative that players decline invitation. Claims still unproven up to this day. But remember, Jason, not everything will be out in the hearing for you guys. Some people may hear and know the truth, but wish not to talk. I don't want to come on the media to talk about it. So I always remember that. All right. So some of the time, I think JFF take a lot of blames for stuff that they don't do, and some of the time they should get blamed for some of the stuff that they do and what they're not doing right. But we also should remember that we cannot, I would say, we cannot do certain things. All right. Our job is supposed to put pressure for them to be performing to get better result. Right, that's our job. Try to get them to select the right players. You understand me? That's our job. So if to qualify, why is there a limit on the amount of overseas players? If a 13 a lot slots, suppose we have 15 overseas, the better that than those local. What then? Well, Jamaica Guna, that's a good question. It's a good question. And I think you have to always understand that we also have to try and, this is development. And we also have to try and field our local based players as much as possible and try to make it balanced with the players that are Jamaican that lives overseas and overseas. You have to try to strike that balance, for the development of our local, players, and also to get in those players who are in professional settings to play together. So we always try that balance. You can cover it in your own video. Smart then. Unseen. And there lies the problem. Transparency is a big problem in the JFL. Yeah. The transparency is a problem. I think that's the problem. Not speaking out, not stopping people from telling lies against them. But you know, that's how some business places they won't get the truth. They always are gonna speculate. Always are gonna speculate. But we as fans, we can pick sense or nonsense. But there are a lot of people who just run with anything. Anything will come out and just run with it. We just run with it. Anything will come out, we just run with it. So I think that is our biggest problem. Yeah, people. Stop using national team to develop club. Should do that. So develop with coaches and the players in turn will also develop. Yes, go now. That's the right way. Stop using national team to develop club, develop players. Alright? That's the right way. That's the right way. Development is a code. Word being tossed about players developed by playing with and against better players. Iron sharpen iron, not sponge. Yes, Jamaica good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. I think, bro, the system in Jamaica kind of.
Unseen, you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you know.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, you're loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Well, I'm not even hearing you.
How come? How come?
People tell me they're hearing me. JPS. I am not hearing you though.
Why?
JPS just, you understand me?
You hear now? You hear now?
Yeah, man, JPS come disconnect me.
So you hear me now, man?
I'm hearing you now.
Hey, just come in. Just see, come in. Yeah.
Just it. Jamaica Guna, I am so sorry for that. You can call back here. I am so sorry. People, thank you for staying. I am so sorry. Unseen, thank you for holding the fort for me, man. I mean, I don't even know where I'm at in the comment section. You understand me? The thing got disconnected, brother. I don't know.
Right. Our each development is a code where it's being tested about players' development. Jamaica Guna, right?
Yeah, but I mean, for me personally, I think this whole thing about the national team and players. One thing I will say is that, like when the original statement was made about quota, I'm not in agreement with it. You understand me? I can't agree with that. Do I understand the plight of those who do football out here? I can't agree with that. And my position will never change. And it's a very simple position. The best players must play for Jamaica. And every player must be given a fair opportunity. So best players must play. Every player be given a fair opportunity. And my personal opinion is when a player is coming from the international club system, if you are at the same level as the player locally, I'm going to have a hard time with that. Let me see if we can take this call Unseen. Yeah, Jamaican Guna.
Yeah, you hear me now?
You hearing him, Unseen?
Yes, I'm hearing him.
Yeah, we're hearing you, but we're getting the feedback. I don't know if you have the video playing in the background. Welcome to the show, Jamaican Guna. Thanks for calling, and thanks for your patience, sir.
Very sorry about
Yeah,
that.
man. It's good.
Yeah, go ahead.
You still hearing the feedback?
No, man. Is it Jamaican Guna or Jason Guna?
Jamaican Guna.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Jamaican Guna. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Big up. Morning to you and Nancy. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night to everybody. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to one. Big up. I want to say, because I just a very interesting discussion, and the question that I started out with was, um, what is the purpose of this under 20 squad? And Unseen answered it and said it's to qualify for the World Cup. Right? My response to that was, if it's to qualify for the World Cup, why do we have a limit on amount of good players that can come in from overseas based, either clubs or academies or colleges?
All right.
Why do we have a limit on it?
All right. So
Because we want to have the
no,
best. We want to have the best
no,
players
man.
to
So
qualify, right?
let me answer the first question. So let's stop at each question. Where
All right, no problem.
where is I hear that so you said that we have a limit on it. What is that limit? Because I'm not aware that there's a limit on the quality on the best players playing. So you have to explain that to me, like, because I need to know where you get the information, because I need to check it to make sure, because I'm not aware of that.
Okay, I got the information from you guys just saying that you're gonna have 15 players locally or 16 or something like that, and then there's 13 from overseas. I don't know the exact number, but something to that effect.
Okay, so let me I don't know what Unseen said, but let me tell you what I said. So there is a group of players that includes players from America. If you look at it, what I call the players from America and Germany. These players, right? So there's a next set of players who are in professional club systems in England and all over. I think up to 13 of those players. So it's not, as far as I know, there is no 50 players that have documentation to come and play. I don't know that. Other people may have the information. I don't have that information. The information that I have is that there is around 13 players who are playing professionally, who they are going to bring in. So I don't know that that's a limit, because if 13 come
It
in,
was said before, It was said before on multiple other occasions that there is a unwritten quota. Even the other day, I was in a conversation with Mr. Maxwell, aka the leader, aka World Gymnastics God. He said that there's an unwritten rule that that there's a limitation on the amount of players that are going to be invited from overseas. So there is an unwritten rule there. So disputing that is it's just that they're not going to say it outright, but it's there.
Okay,
it's not mandated, but it's there.
All right, so here's the thing now. And respect, like, let me say it this way, right? All right, Jamaican Guna, and by no means, no way, I'm questioning the integrity of Mr. Maxwell. But here's what I will say: what gives him any authority to come and speak on a matter that is JFF related for me to take him as credible? As far as I am concerned, and I have respect for him, he is in no capacity to speak. And if he has seen or know of our unwritten or written rule within the JFF, then the entire JFF must be thrown out. And the Minister of Sports need to remove every single one of them, because he is not a part of the JFF. So what reason, what authority does he have to speak on a matter that is JFF related, that I would take it to say this is the position of the Jamaica Football Federation?
I don't think he was speaking on behalf of the Jamaica Football Federation. He was speaking on behalf of himself. He was trying to glean. He was basically giving out some information that based on what he said. So I'm just quoting what he said. I'm not blaming you, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you. What I'm saying,
similarly to how you can come on here and you can state your opinion, and people will take your word for it because they know that you're a person who maybe, as I stated, I said, Mr. Maxwell, aka the leader, aka the World Gymnastics gold medalist. So I know that he's a person who do world gymnastics all the time.
Yeah.
So I have no, and I said that literally to his face, verbally, but because we're talking on the line.
Okay.
So I said that to him when he was present. I'm gonna chat them people back there. So I'm tell it to him face. What I'm trying to ascertain is are we in a situation which, if it's unwritten or written, in which we're going to limit the amount of players coming in from overseas because we want to quote unquote develop local players. But we're going to have 17 players who are going to contribute to making us qualify, who are in either professional setups, colleges, or academic overseas. And we're going to limit those 17 because we're only allowing 30. I'm just throwing out numbers out here, right? We're going to limit those numbers because we only have 30. So we don't have any strikers at the under 20 level banging in any goals for us. We don't have it. We don't have none. I mash up the JPL. We don't hear about none. We don't know about none on the local level doing it like that. We have players who are leaving schoolboy football. I don't know what the leading goal scorer in schoolboy football, what's his name, and what club he's attached to currently. If it's a local club or overseas, I don't know. So if you can educate me on that, I'd welcome to hear it.
All right.
Right? So I'm not seeing that striker who, people touting whisper and his abilities and whatever. I am not seeing that striker that is banging in the goals like we would have seen 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You had players who were 20 years old, 19 years old. You had Boza, who was 19 years old, lighting up the Premier League. You had Ricardo Fuller before him. You had Shilton before him. You had those players who were at that age group who were coming into the JPL. It was the JPL at the time. It was the local top level Premier League. Lighting up the Premier League at a young age. Pele Wilson, all these players who came in at young age and light up the Premier League. Where is that striker now that is available to us locally? That we can say we're not going to call in any. We can't call 4 striker from who based overseas because we have a striker here that is going to take up one of the slots there. Do we want to qualify or not? We have struggled for scoring goals. I don't want to be a long leading into the question, but I want to know who is that striker that we can say we're going to allocate. So we're going to allocate these 2 slots for these 2 strikers.
But I don't. What I'm saying, sir, is respectfully, Jamaican Guna, I cannot answer your question because I have not heard anything that said they're allocating spots. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that. What I have heard is that they are overseas looking for strikers in the international marketplace to come and represent the team because they don't have any in that position in Jamaica. So you have other information. So I can only speak what I know. What I know is that what I know, and Unseen can verify this, that right now they are looking, and I mentioned a striker even at Reading. There's a player at Fulham. There's a player at Arsenal. These players are supposed to come in. There's no allocated spots at these 2 spots. They have even said, listen, we need centre backs. So they have been going all around. They are looking for goalkeepers, central defensive midfielders. They are looking for players. So while there may be an underlying issue with this, how many players, right? And there may be, I am saying that, what is the limitation? Is it that your position is, and I keep asking this question because I have to answer it with a question. Jamaica, right now, where we are at, and you hear, last night I did an interview with Eric Radamaker, a Jamaican player. If he wins every single competition, he plays from age 12 to 16, he will play a maximum of 75 competitive games. All right? A kid in Holland at the same age plays 300. So we have a choice. None of our players are developed. None of them. When you come look at those stats. Are we suggesting then that we should use players outside of Jamaica for all our teams? Because the truth is, the reality is, based on even those stats, none of our players are developed. So we should never use anybody in Jamaica for any team at all because players overseas are way better. That's the truth. Is that what we're saying?
So,
that's a question I'm asking.
You're asking me? Okay, yeah. No.
Okay.
My ultimate Jamaican team at every age level is a combination of let's say we're going to select 25 players. My ultimate would be a combination of locally developed players and overseas developed players. Because speaking to the players themselves. I've spoken to players in England. When I go to England, I've spoken to players there. And I've spoken to local players. I have a baller friend. All the way at Jamaica, we have a baller friend. So I've spoken, my brethren play for the national side. Me talk to him, and him say him learn a lot when the overseas players come in. Him learn a lot from them. And when I went to England, I spoke to the English players over there. And when we talk to them said them learn a lot from the Jamaican players. It gives them more, they gather more affinity towards Jamaica. Them learn more about the culture. Them and them bring them around, introduce them to things, make them hear new song, make them hear new culture, make them know what happened on the ground. You understand what I say? So they learn from both things, and that brings camaraderie. And you know how camaraderie works on the football field. We have good camaraderie. It translates on the football field. That is why I have teams like, Spain did it with the Barcelona core and stuff like that. So we understand that. So we know that the camaraderie with players learning from each other. And these are kids we're talking about. Remember, so we're talking about 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and 20-years. Those are what we're referring to. We're not referring to the senior side. Now refer to the youth them. And these kids are in the development stage where they're trying to learn. Right? Now, in even CONCACAF, you will find you have the under 20 players who are playing in CONCACAF. We are going to compete against. These players are playing in professional clubs. Enough of them playing in professional clubs. You look at Honduras and these sides. They have players playing in the big side. In Mexico, they have players under 20 level playing in the big side.
No, man. So,
my man say a question. So the ultimate Jamaican side, in my opinion, would be a combination of both, because they want them to learn from both. Each of them can learn from each other. They can learn so much things from each other. Skills and flick ball over man and salad and pile are something with Jamaican used to. We can teach someone some skill level when they might not have. While them thinking about the technical, the tactical part, we might can teach them some skill level because them boys are skillful. But what they have over us is that they grow up in a professional environment, they have muscle memory, and they have a whole lot of things that them have. So I wouldn't feel good with a totally 100% no Jamaican developed players in it at all, at any level. But what I want is not a team which you're going to exclude players, or you're going to make it difficult for 15-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and 20-year-olds to come and represent Jamaica. Because if you they are foreign and you have 10 kids are foreign and 5 of them say they want to play football, you the one them to come and play for Jamaica. And we as Jamaican men, we know we spread our seed far and wide all about the place. So we have a lot of Jamaicans who qualify to play for the team. But if you're making it so difficult for them to come and play for the youth teams, then they're not going to be encouraged. And then when they reach the level now of big man football now, then we want to call upon them when we reject them when they're 15 years old. You understand me? I said, so what we want ultimately, to answer your question, is I want a Jamaican team which combines the kids from overseas and the kids from the local, and we'll put them together and we'll make a team out of that. That is what I ultimately want to see. And as much as a matter of fact, I want that to transmit straight up the line. I want that to transmit, because kids at 15-year-old now, how much game, if a youth play courts, how long courts last for? 3 months. When him now play courts, what does he do in that time? What him do? Him not in a professional club because he's too young. Him not in an academy because nobody youth and boy in an academy either. So what them do for the whole of the rest of the time, them play minor league, what is it that they do? Because I'm not too familiar with it. So you can educate me on that as well. What do they do in that time? And then those kids are going to be drawn up now and going to be say, okay, let's go to the other 17. The one them above 17 who is doing the exact same thing and they play schoolboy football. What they do before that? What them do when them not play schoolboy football? They might play corner league, what them do. So we need to know what is going on with these players, because we don't have the academy system here to have these players playing constantly and building up muscle memory. So to answer your question, I hope that answer your question sufficient.
Let me say this, Jason. I hear what you're saying, but you're saying
not Jason, Jamaican
winner. Two things you're saying that are you are saying that we are not playing enough football because you're concerned about what the kids are doing after the 3 months of football, which is suggesting, that they are not at the stage that they should be representing Jamaica because they are not developed. So the solution, all I'm saying that your solution
I wouldn't come to that conclusion, but go ahead. I know what the chance is. Go ahead.
Right, but no, all right. Well, in theory, let me say it this way. In theory, your ideal would be that we have a balance between both. All right? That's the ideal. But given the circumstances, when you express the circumstances and the context of our football, you are saying that these guys in Jamaica are presently not playing enough football in comparison to those in a professional environment.
Yes.
All right. So what that is suggesting...
Listen, you can't be saying... okay, go ahead. It's a professional environment. That's not accurate, but go ahead. I understand what you're trying.
Professional or academy, they're in academies, they're in professional environment, they're in... The context of their football is better. They're probably playing in an English system where they're playing more football. I suggested that. I suggested earlier that at age 16, 75, we play 75 games, competitive games for our kids. In Holland, for example, from the numbers, we were told that they play 300 games at that age. That's almost, that's 2.8 times the amount of games that are, well, more than almost 4 times the amount of games that the child in Jamaica plays, which is suggesting in theory that because of that, they would be better than the kids playing locally in terms of professionalism and tactical awareness and IQ of the game, though a Jamaican child may be skilled or maybe to flick the ball over a head better. That is what the stats are suggesting. If we go by that alone and nothing else, what I am saying is that if we use that to measure it, then no one in Jamaica measured up against that, living in Jamaica, would be able to play for Jamaica right now and probably for the next 10 years. And I'm saying that that cannot be the solution. Your ideal is a solution, which is a balance between both. All right? Now, when we say a balance, it's really a quarter, you know.
Yeah, but listen to where the quarter coming now. Remember, we're talking about footballers and positions. If you're talking about youth football, you definitely understand why a quota system is there. Because we're not a fully developed country. We're not even a football nation, though. We don't even have a football system like that, to be honest with you. Now, if you go other places in the world, you can understand why when you hear man say we're a football nation, we are not, bro. Jamaica is not a football nation. We're not reach this yet. You don't have any play. You don't even have the fans. Them.
Rob,
you don't even have the.
Sorry, let me just say this. My kids are American. You hear? Just start to put that in there. So when you say that, if I were, I'm saying that is my situation.
Okay. All right. So when you so I am not saying you're a machine not that, but all right. Watch it now. So let me get back to this.
Yeah, you're talking about football in nation and going overseas and seeing.
Yeah, we're not a football nation. So if you see, all right. I went to Germany and I went to a place called Hamburg. Hotel that I was staying was beside that. They were training in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna play some ball. So I'm gonna go out to play some ball in the night. They look at you, I ask the coach and say, yeah man, you can come play some ball. I'm up on the side of the side. It was 4 hours, so 2 up on the side of 2. I'm gonna play some ball. Brother, within 5 minutes time, I did it. Because and the youth them attack way up in there, pan the field. The youth them communicate on a level where and English not for them are talking. Them are communicate. I know most people in Germany speak English. A lot of people in Germany speak English. So it's when them attack, it's like you're wondering where them look at youth, some 16-year-old youth, how them move so and the pace of the game is so fast. You can't even understand it. It's so fast. So when you go other places, realize and you look that you go everywhere and you see how much places you can walk about and see a Jamaican stall put up with Jamaican jersey being sold. How much places you can walk around and see and can buy a Warthos? Me I try to get a Warthos jersey.
Yeah, but I'm Jamaica going to respectfully. We can't. No, man. Watch me now, Jamaican going.
I'm trying to make the point.
No, man, but
I'm trying to make the point that nobody can cut my point. I'm trying to make the point that we're not a footballing nation, my G. So we have to understand we're not a footballing nation. We have to know
fine.
Over there.
All right. Okay.
That's my point.
Okay.
We're not, bro. Even in Canada, even Orlando, bro. You're going to be Orlando. Everywhere you're going is a purple shirt. It's just not the same. So we know it.
What I'm saying is that what I'm saying, we're talking about things that all of us in Jamaica agree with. Everybody agree that we're not we know that. We know that we are what? We know
Okay,
that.
cool.
There's no disagreement.
Okay.
I'm saying that we're sounding like.
No, I don't think that is. I don't think that is the case, management. You can't talk to every Jamaican. You have some Jamaican where them believe say the only reason why our players aren't at level because they are not being exposed. I've heard multiple people say that. Exposed in a year when you have YouTube, you have everybody have a camera, you have everybody can have basically their own channel where can showcase anything what they want to showcase, and people are saying they're not exposed. So trust me when I tell you this. You can't speak for every Jamaican, neither will I. But may I tell you this point blank. You have people who think we're a footballing nation, and this is supposed to be a. So let's go back to the point. So, in my opinion, we're not a footballing nation yet. So, we are going to have players who are underdeveloped. We have to put them in the side same. The youth players, them who are underdeveloped, we still have to put them in the side. We have to pick the best of what we have. So that it technically is going to be a quota system. But I don't want it to be a quota system in which it restricts to the point where it's so stringent that you say 10 players alone can't come.
No, but what I'm saying.
You know why you said that?
No, man. But what I'm saying is that they are, as far as I know, because the team don't select it. I'm saying that we have this. This is what I can't. That's why I don't. Honestly, Jamaican go now. Yeah, we don't go down the conversation because the team has not been selected. There is no player that we have told that I know of that I wanted to come and I was told that I can't. And then we're saying that there is this thing in effect, though the team has not been selected.
But man, you cannot say about the team. What are the teams going to be selected from, bro? You only can select the teams that you call. You cannot select. You cannot say selected. You have to select who you call. So what about the calling part?
No. So let me explain. I said it before that initially they wanted all the players to come. The ones who were in. This is my understanding, and I'm not the authority on all things Jamaica's football, but this is my understanding. All right, this is my understanding. The players in the professional setting, I mentioned one name, like Omari Hutchinson, as an example. He would not have been able to come for trial. The federation, as far as I understood, agrees that these players at a certain level should not come for a trial. They should be included in the final squad. However, we want to give the local footballers an opportunity to see if they are good enough. We are going to keep these trials for the local players. When we have the trials with the local players, we will then select the best out of the local players and mix them with the professional players who have their documentation. They went further to say that the only players we will not take is those who don't have the paperwork, because we don't want them, don't want to be depending on them. And then depending on them, the paperwork don't get through, and then players are excluded, and we're in a mad scramble. That is what was said. So when someone takes that and say there's a quota, I am saying I can't use that to determine the quota. However, if at the final selection of the squad, which is at the back end of May, I see only the players who are in the camp. Because I know players who are coming to Jamaica to get the paperwork based on this whole argument. There are players who have been, the contact has been made with their clubs. So I know that they are coming to get their passport. That's what I'm saying.
You can confirm that contacts have been made.
Yes, contacts have been made with players and clubs to come for that. So I am saying that, like the argument, I think like there's too much going on. And listen. And I don't like to. That's why I don't like go down the conversation, because I think some of us in this space need to be responsible. Because the truth is, everybody have their agenda. And out of respect, I don't say certain things. But there's a money-making. Listen, there's a money-making part that nobody's talking about, where people earn money. People earn money for getting players outside of Jamaica playing. They are paid to do it.
Yeah, of course. You have agents.
So if you're being paid, you try to create narrative some other way to make sure that you're. And so I don't like to discuss it until I see the facts. And when I see the facts, then I can debate it. Right?
Okay.
I can
So,
debate it.
okay.
What you and I agree on, because we agree on a lot of things. I agree.
Yeah, we do.
We agree. I don't think there should be a quota. And here's the next thing. You see, even if there's a quota system, keep it in your mind, man. Don't come out and speak of it. Because when you do that, anything you do will be judged. Will be judged.
Let me tell you something now, bro. This is the line because Unseen was there and we are reason for the situation. I want to get your opinion on it because I wanted to know what was the purpose of the under 20 team. If it's to qualify, because we have to look at our competitors who are going to go up against. So if it's to qualify, we have to be looking at how we're going to qualify. Let's say I brought up the specifics about forward. All right, let me show you this. We have a very good potentially.
Hey, you're gone 25 minutes to the so.
Yeah, man. Man. I have 4 minutes now. I do and then exit. Man.
So, take half an hour.
Because man. I take half hour to the show. So no,
go ahead.
If I'm foolish, man, talking, we can exit now with them.
No, man, go ahead, man.
Because I talk foolish, just can exit now.
Go ahead, man.
So the point is this: this under 20 side that we have, right? We're assembling. We're assembling it late. We don't have our roster announced yet. I see teams announce their rosters from January. We're now in April, right? I've seen so we're behind. You understand what I say? The competition starts in what, June?
Yes, June 18th to July 4th, I think. June 28th, 18th to July or June.
Right.
June 28th to July.
It was supposed to be the same time like the big people World Cup, right? All right. So the qualifiers start in June, mid-June, and we're in 2 months away, and we haven't had a squad assembled, put matches together, pre-practice matches, have a team building up in chemistry and so on. We're behind the ball. So it's very, very likely say this team is not going to qualify, right? It's very likely. We have. This is the same thing that affects the senior team. Is a situation in which it's a pickup side, and then you want to go out, they go play against people who are playing for months, on top of months. Panama and them side, they're not supposed to know in Jamaica because we have way better baller than them. But them have a better team. And football is a team sport. So this under 20 side now, as I say, I hear people talk, because I've been in a lot of conversations, man, right? And I've heard a lot of people saying a lot of things who are supposed to be speaking from some degree of authority. And basically what they're saying is that this side is just a display side. We have some very good players in this side. We have some pretty good players which I would want to put out in the world. Another narrative that's going around is that the clubs don't release players very easily they won't release the players for trials, but they will release the players for the World Cup because the under 20 size and under 18 size is a big thing on their roster, big tick on them not the roster, a big tick on them CV when you're a national, when you're an international player at 20, under 20 level, under 17 level. It's a big tick. It bring up a price. You know what I mean? So clubs, it will benefit clubs to have players playing international football for any side. You know what I mean? So they will based on what I've heard, as I said, I've spoken to people in England and this is what I've been told. I don't know how credible it is, but this is what I've been told. That the clubs are very willing actually to release these players from their under 18 squads if these players are going to even play for have the potential to play for our international side, because it raises up them price. A good thing for your CV when you look for your CV and say, our people who benefit from the sale of players are utilizing as well. So I'm hoping that we can, in closing, I'm hoping that we can have the best team out there and at least we can showcase some of them youth that were bad. Some bad ball at the boy, Mr. Pearson, very, very composed in the middle of the park. Simenes, aggressive, quick, brave, not afraid of looking at and push the ball past and run past us. So these players have a lot of potential. I haven't seen Whisper Richards play in a big man ball game yet. I have seen him play against his age group and people are bigger than him and him look very composed and the movement is off the chain. So we want to see some of these players. So if it's a display squad, cool. Put up the display squad and make the youth them get the opportunity to try to get some contracts out there. It's all good and well. But if you want to qualify, we need to have the strongest Jamaicans possible. From overseas, strongest Jamaicans possible. From locals, and put them in the side and put them together and see if we can make something right. See if we can create some upsets or do something significant. Not just display, but do something significant. And with that, I'm out. Give
All
thanks
right.
to the audience, bro. And big
Yeah,
up.
man.
See?
All right, bless up Jamaican
All
good. Yeah, man. Unseen, you were going to say something.
No, I was just saying that what he's saying about the whisper, is true. I think that the problem is because we are not very professionalized in football or the culture. I think people who loves football tends to think that most of the players must come from overseas, or if that player is from Jamaica and is overseas, most of our talent should be from overseas. I think that the best player should play, but I think that we should strike a balance for the development of our local players also.
Yeah. Let me say this. People, the truth always wins out. I try to um I will say it again. At the under 20 level, I think we have good quality. Like Tyreek Zem, I don't want to call names because I don't want to leave out anybody, right? But Tyreek Zemin is like the caller just said, Duncan McKenzie, Devontae Campbell, Christopher Pearson, Jerome Barkley. These guys are good players. Romain Blake, who has played and been overseas, the Prince guy from Atlanta who has been overseas. There are good players out there locally who are locally developed. And the truth is, here's my point. If they were in other environments, their development would have been expedited. In other words, they would have been further ahead, but they are not that far behind. All right, so it will take some time. All right, at the end of the day, I think sometimes what happens though is that we have been sold a narrative. We have been sold a narrative in these spaces, and what it has created is that no matter what discussion, no matter what discussion, it gets back into some conversation that I think are unnecessary and don't add value to the conversation. And we have to learn as people to seek to understand before being understood. And I keep emphasizing that. All right. There are certain things that affected Jamaica. Many teams were able to assemble their teams and play football. During the pandemic, we're a different country. And some of it is not just the footballing part, it is also the leadership of our country. There are many things that were put on hold by the pandemic. I had a very interesting interview last night with Eric Rademacher. Go and listen to it. Most of our players moved from 16 to 18 without any football. Most of our players move from 16 to 18. Remember, let me get back to this point. We play only 75 games between a certain age group in comparison to the kids in the Netherlands who play 300 in that same time. On top of that, we had 2 years where there was no football basically being played by our players. It would have affected their development and the pace of their development. Can we just leave them behind? There's what kind of catching up there is, because they can't catch up. So as a nation, what do? We can't dismiss an entire generation of footballers because of the pandemic. There has to be a way where there is an involvement and an incorporation, right? At the same time, is the process difficult? I would love to speak to people in the football who have experienced significant difficulties in wanting their child to play for Jamaica. And for some reason, they had a hard time in terms of the federation. I've really had few examples, or I don't know any example of that. I can give what I know. In this under 20 process, I've spoken to a few parents, and so far, none of them in this under 20 team have expressed unseen. None of them have expressed any difficulty in terms of getting their sons involved. Same thing with the under 17. I have persons who want their kid outside of Jamaica to represent, and they have not expressed any difficulties thus far. I've interviewed 3 females, and both of them have played for Jamaica during the time. So the point I'm making is, I want the examples. I want the examples of that 16-year-old or that 18-year-old who had great quality, who wanted to play for the national team, and the powers that be, let me not say further, the powers that be made it so difficult. All I want is the evidence that there are people who desire to play for Jamaica who are being given a very, very hard time. Basically, they are 17 and 18 and 19 and 16, and they are being refused by Jamaica. Let us get the evidence. Bring on some of the people on the platform for them to express, because the truth is, if we don't do that, we're really wasting the time, because there are always going to be more examples of people who came through. Because for me personally, I have more examples of people wanting to and end up playing. All right. So let's go even to the national team. Some of the players who were having difficulties. Ravel Morrison was having difficulty, but he ended up playing. Mikel Antonio had his difficulties. He ended up playing. So point of the part of the issue is,
Man, I have to leave. Going down to Fogger Road to watch the Glenmore.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, bless up, unseen. Respect, man. Watch some schoolboy football. Tell me where it got the under 16 level. Always on the field, on the ground.
All right, boss.
Hey, Bridget, don't bother shoot me bird. You hear me? I tell you, sir.
All right.
All right, cool. Yeah. So that is my thing, people. Like, bring on the people with the evidence. Bring the people and say, listen, sir, miss, your son, come on and talk about it so Jamaica can know. Because this is where we need to hold the federation accountable. If it is that there are legitimate cases out there, it needs to be brought to the fore. Not speculation, not assumptions, but it needs to be brought to the fore. It needs to be brought to the fore. The truth is, there maybe some parents don't want their kids. Recently, I was told of a story recently of a top youth footballer who just found out that they could play for Jamaica, and they are being influenced to play for a next country by a Jamaican, because it will be more profitable for them, for the person. And all I'm saying with these things is that we can't, creating division will not bring any solution. We have to be a united front. So if there are persons out there who have been victimized at the youth level by the system overseas, we need to know them. They are being victimized. They are being told that, listen, you don't meet the quota system. If that is it, we need to bring and cite those things. Because I'm wondering if there are actually cases of such things. How has the process been made difficult? That's what I'm saying. How has the process been made difficult? And so, are we sure from me or from anyone else that there are factual evidence to support some of the allegations? Here is what I will say. I will agree with people totally that some of the actions of the Federation has written all over it incompetence. So is it that they have been fighting the system or fighting players out? Or is it that they are not organized enough to get the players in? So because this organization can affect people. It don't mean that they are being fight. But if you are not competent enough to do a job, then people are going to be affected. And it could be that it has nothing to do with we only want 4, but they're just not doing the job well enough to get all the players in time. Here's why I know. Because I've seen female after female from England get into the Reggae Girl squad. Why is it that Jade Bailey, Drew Spence, Rebecca Spencer, why is it that all of these females can get into the female team and the process on the male side seem to always be difficult? It could be a matter of being properly organized or whether or not the competent enough people are leading the process. And if the people are incompetent, then we know what to do. But to say that it's a matter of fight gains and people don't want the best people to play, bring the evidence. We need to find the players. And if anyone is willing to come and say, listen, I wanted to play for Jamaica and I was refused the opportunity because of the quota system. I was refused the opportunity because they told me not to come. Then we need to bring that, because then we have a good case. So let's find those examples, because with the players that I've dealt with, male and female, they have gotten into the team. They came, they proved themselves, and they have been included on both sides. Right now, let me tell you this. From the day Mr. Speed, who I speak to regularly, and I do a program with him on the JPL, made a statement about quota, I've stated my disagreement. Though I understand in principle what the core objective is. When you hold a certain position, you don't make certain utterances. But here's what has happened. Everything about football in Jamaica, every day, every single day, if you don't have an interview, I guarantee you, you check every single platform that have a live that talks about sport. Everyone. If people are allowed to call in or in the comment section, they find a way of going right back to quota. That makes us part of the problem. You check it. Any platform that goes live, the moment that they are live, if they are discussing the female later, if they are discussing the JPL, somehow we can't constrain our thinking. We to a particular thing, we have to digress into one statement. And my point is, it's okay if I have 10 views, because I refuse to talk about something every day. My thinking is not that limited. I don't do it with my kids. I teach my kids something, I share with them what I feel, they share what I feel, and we move on. I cannot entertain the same conversation from the beginning of the pandemic until now. The dialogue has been the same. At some point, mature thinking has to move on. And so I challenge you, move on. I'll tell you again. Let me say this to you. Let me say this again. I am not here to pick Jamaica side. If they want to put the cows from Island Dairy on the field, as long as Jamaica win, I'm all right. I don't need to get into that. I don't need to. If there's a footballer, male or female, that has a cause, I will bring the cause to the fore. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to argue about who should be this, who should be that. Unless I'm in a position to change it, I cannot continue. It bothers me. I read too much books to talk about things, to talk about the same thing over and over and over and over. Right? So, right. So that is my thing. So if you believe that it is in your best interest to continue talking about it, then go ahead. Sit. But I have found it more educational when I speak to Eric Redemaker, when I speak to Altiman Butler, when I speak to the Paul Youngs and the former footballers, when I hear their stories, and a youngster called me and he says this: "Sir, thanks for the program, because I was planning to go to college. Now I know I need to do more research." When I hear Adonis Maxwell, when I hear Ricardo Gardner, and a youngster said, "Listen, whoa, I didn't know that they went through that." That to me gives me greater motivation to continue than to get up every day discussing the same thing. My purpose is not to keep highlighting problem. My purpose is to create hope in people's heart and minds. I may not be able to change the top, but here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. I can change the mindset of the youngsters. If I can get a youngster to work harder and play harder, to train harder, to take up his own career into his hand, that it's greater than to argue and win an argument, because we have won many arguments. We have won many arguments on these platforms. On these platforms, we have won many. And here's what: we won the arguments, but we have lost the relationship. We beat up each other. We beat up each other, you know. We beat up each other on these, and yeah, we get one up, and nothing is solved. Tell me one thing that has been solved by the regular conversation on the same things. It is a conversation where we propose ideas, respecting each other's opinion, that brings the most change. Because all of us can be a part of the jigsaw puzzle so that the picture may be one. One piece missing affects the whole picture. So, Omar, you have a part. Sheridan, you have a part. Fresh God has a part. Jason, Rob, Teddy Lee, Jamaican Guna, Jason Guna. We all have. We are one piece in the jigsaw puzzle. And the only way the puzzle can be completed is every part play their role. Don't try to be one of the square ends when you're the centerpiece. Right? Want you to know that. So that is what I want. This heap of dialogue and arguing and quarreling, it makes no sense. It's not about views, brother. It's okay, rack up the views, rack up all of that, but what gets solved? Rack them up. Because football on a whole won't change until people, individual lives change and our thinking change. And too many of us have good intentions for our evil to be spoken for good to be spoken of as evil. See, Mr. Butler has good intentions. Mr. Speed has good intentions. All the vloggers have good intentions. But never allow your good intention to be evil spoken of. Yeah. Yes, CC have good intention. CC have good intention. Yeah. People, boss, are conspiracy theorists. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we have to do, people. As fans, what we do, one of the female footballers, I mean, she's unhappy with how things are, but here's what her thing is. Listen, I'm doing this for Jamaica. I'm happy with a lot of things in our football, but I want to do this for Jamaica. Yeah. Because if Jamaica wins, we all win. Yeah. So here's what I do. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to help some primary schools, get them some gears in some of the troubled communities, trying to get at least in 6 troubled communities, full set of soccer gears and boots and stuff, so kids can start playing football again. So I can't wait for the JFF. I can't wait to resolve the quota issue. Some look at 12-year-olds. I mean, many of the clubs overseas, when they change out their stuff, they don't have anything to do with them. Get those shipped into Jamaica and give them to kids. That's what we're out in the field doing. Keeping competitions here, finding the troubled communities. So listen, clean off the field again, take the cars out of the field, and let the kids play some football. Because if we wait on those at the top, nothing on the ground level changes. Isn't that how our country has been? That we, for too long, we have waited on changes at the top instead of changing things at the ground level. Yeah. So it's politics. You can't wait on your member of parliament. Yeah. Yeah, man, thanks. Brain drain. That's what we have to do, people. Like I told you, we need people in the diaspora. We're talking to people who their plan is to come back to their communities and resurrect football and lead football there. That's what has to happen. Like, you change every community. You begin to integrate. You know how warfare is? You infiltrate systems. You have to infiltrate systems from the grassroots and bring changes. If you try to change that at the top, you're going to get the most resistance. Because the top, people, we act like we don't understand life. The top is a circle. Why you think only Democrats and Republicans have run the US and JLP and PNP has run Jamaica? It is the same people. You can't do it by changing the top because you're recycling the same group. You have to infiltrate at the grassroots levels and bring your changes there. That's how the forefathers fought. They didn't go to the top to fight. They gather the masses and they touch a life before they ask for a hand. Because people don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. Some of the same people that you're arguing for, they don't want to hear from you. Because the fight that you're fighting for them, if they were hungry, you would not feed them. Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Get into the trenches of life and begin to change at 6 and 7 and 8-year-old. And then you'll see things change. You have to change mindset. If you can't change minds, you can't change thinking. And if you can't change thinking, you can't change actions. No brain drain. So we continue to work from the lowest levels until we get to the top. Isis. Our reggae girls play. Dominica later. You want to say? You want to say? Stephen Wright, listen, no, you want to say no Labour Party. What that? No, sir. I tell you what I do, man. I work with the masses, man. I work with the people. Yeah. But our reggae girls play later, and like I said, it's a very sticky situation because if they finish second, they end up in the bracket with the United States. If they beat Canada, they go in a very easy bracket all the way up to the finals before they meet either Canada and USA. So if we top the zone, it means that USA and Canada will play each other. If we finish third, we will avoid both of them until the semifinals. The toughest position for us to be in is if we ended up in second place, because then we'd meet USA in the quarterfinals. So top the zone. That's what I think. Top the zone. Yeah. Stefan, right. Listen, don't run them joke. The Jamaica is a serious place, and we soon leave this place and tell you that. David Clark, for a man that is associated with Clarendon Cornwall College, I need to, you know what? I need to call Warren. Maybe I need to call Warren Barrett or that. I need to call Steve. I need to call the head of the sports department. I want to know how you associated. I want to know, Damian Clark, how you're associated with Clarendon Cornwall College. How you think and talk the way you talk and associate with Cornwall College? It's not. This is not how Cornwall College students speak and operate, man. Cornwall College has always been seen and known as a very school of smart thinking and well-grounded people. You understand me? Similar to schools like Manning's but my brother, yeah. Oh, you say we're better than the US? Oh. I wouldn't say we are better than them. We can beat them. Let me put it that way. I think we can beat them. But I don't want Matic to cost me, So, yeah, man. See. So let me know, if you're keeping a competition in your community, you understand me. We can get you some equipment for kids so you can play a little competition. You understand me? That's what we want to do. Help communities. So I talk. CC, the man said, "What are you smoking?" Yes, we can't beat USA. Owen. No, I think we can beat USA. I don't know that we are better than the USA, but I think we can beat them. I think we can beat them. You had the CC workout that one. Brain drain, bless up every time. Brain drain is Moby is dead and Brain drain, you're a Calabar man. Leave the Cornwall College people alone, man. Big up Cornwall. Listen, Cornwall College had Dr. Dean Weatherly, Paul Weatherly. I mean, these are the people who have been in the coaching capacity at Cornwall. Steve Buckner, Warren Barrett, Dr. Dean Weatherly. And to hear like Damian Clark talk, I'm wondering how he's around. I wonder how he's around Cornwall College. I don't know. I must be missing something. Yeah. Special edition. Yeah, special. Big up special edition. Real Cornwall man. Listen, check out that because he says he's a coach at Cornwall College. Damian Clark. I don't know, man. I don't know. Check him out. Check him out. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Listen, people. Good show. Yeah. So again, let the chips fall where they may. Yeah, man. I'm going to find out as soon as I end my stream. I'm going to call the head of the sports department and the principal. I think I have the numbers and see what is because it says he's a. But it's very strange how he speaks in this public forum as somebody associated with Cardinal, not the regular modus operandi, but things and times have changed, so we will see. Yeah. So yeah, people, make sure you check it and check out the Reggae Girls later, the U17. You understand me? Won the first game by 7-0. To all my friends over there in Brooklyn, hush. Yeah. Madrid playing later. Yeah. What time match? The Jamaica game. Jesse, we have to pull a therapy for him. We call it politics what? Special ops. Check him out. Special ops. Check him out. Yeah, the CONCACAF. I think our game is at what time is our game? Jamaica 6 p.m. Jamaica versus the Dominican Republic. Yeah, but bless up people. Jason, you're still working on that thing for me, man. I haven't heard anything yet, you know. Yeah, and later this evening, after the game, we're gonna have a show. It's very good. We're gonna show you some highlights from the JPL, some of the goals that were scored. But bless up, everyone. Listen, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Like I said, we have a show later and a big interview. Oh geez, who is this? You know, we have a call coming in. Let's take this final call and then we'll go hear who it is. Hello.
Yes, one is one.
Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Can you say who you are for the listeners?
Shadi Hines speaking, man. Manners and respect. Shadi Hines speaking, manners and respect.
Shadi Hines, bless up Shadi Hines. Long time, man. Where you going with, man?
Definitely. I'm just here listening, you know.
Okay.
Because I'm just in a state where I don't know where the football is directing, where it's going. I can't see a clear direction, man.
Yeah.
And for a sport that I play, for the sport that I love the most, it's very frustrating to see what big people who we say have good intention for the sports, good intention for the nation, and this is the way we are treating the sports. This is the way we are taking care of our business, man. And you always come out and try to be as politically correct, and you always try to give person the benefit of the doubt. But man, where is the solution? When
Yeah.
is it going to fix?
Yep. I think my solution is it's not the whole solution, but I think honestly, let me tell you what I think. From these platforms that I've been on, I have met not all the people I think are the smartest, but I've met enough brilliant minds of persons in the diaspora that if, along with past players, that if they were to begin to tackle the football by parish, because that's where it's going to change. I don't think fighting up at the top is going to solve it. It may take long, but I think Chad Zehan, people like you and so many others, if we were to begin to deal with the grassroots levels of football from every parish coming up, in 4 years, I think the whole landscape of football, and that is where I want to bring the conversation. What I don't want to happen is that we're trying to get up and curse the federation. What I'm thinking is how management can get involved at the grassroots levels to bring about enough change that I become a voice within the footballing landscape that people will follow a different path. And I think that is more what we want. The Hector Wrights, all of the past players to come in, and I mean, I've called some of them names before, and even some of the persons in the diaspora, I've met some brilliant minds. I mean, people who are lawyers and accounting persons, people who are major in marketing, people with the expertise in websites and stuff. We need those things. You have the people who do very good at scouting. If all of these people can come together, but a lot of people, everybody wants their own glory. And instead of coming together and dealing with it that way, we want to come on these and argue. And I'm not like that. To me, that doesn't solve the problem. It keeps highlighting it. But go ahead and
Management, let me tell you this. It takes money to care. Right?
Yeah.
And you see, anytime money start get involved, that's when the true beings start coming out. The true individuals start coming out. And you know what causing our biggest downfall is now? Greed. Greed management. That's what causing. That's what affecting us right now. Because here was everybody want to highlight their players so that they can hit the jackpot. They want to make the next big sale. And that's one of the biggest problems we have now in the hierarchy, right? Persons are putting themselves into position where they can set the card pack. Because I heard something coming. I heard somebody talk about something now, something coming on stream soon, where they're going to put policies and guidelines for academy and management. Person going to fix that card pack to suit themselves. Person going to set the bar or shift the goalpost to eliminate some other people. And this is what has been going on and is going on and will continue going on until we start with the nation first. When I was 12, 13, 14 management, I used to play parish league. And that's where it started from. The parish league. And yes, we can go back to the parishes and start a grassroots thing, right? But at the end of the day, management, things and time has changed. Back in those days, I would leave my house and go to the football field all day and play football all day. Sometimes it's water we drink, I will look to mango or some fruits. A different time of management.
Yeah.
Different time, different breed of people we deal with, different proper youths. Right now, my biggest fear, management, is that Western Jamaica is going to suffer the next 5-10 years. Suffer. No youth will be in the sports because they take up a bigger sports.
Yeah.
And even if they can play it and have a talent, Then I said, coach, hold on, I take a phone call. Coach, never an appointment, make a phone call. And coach can't say nothing about it. Management, we are in a sad state. And the person who are set to lead and guide, they are thinking about their own pocket first and foremost. And that's what obvious in the position that we are in right now.
All right, so how do you suggest we get out of the position? Because give me a solution. Give me one way as we come to the close of the show. You suggest that we come out of the predicament that we are in.
Management, we need honest leadership.
But isn't that what?
We need some.
But isn't that what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need some people, management, who they are not affiliated with any clubs and so forth.
But isn't that what but Chadzian, but I mean, isn't that what I said? That there are enough brilliant people, even people in diaspora, who need to come and infiltrate and integrate into the football system to change it. So we're saying the same thing.
Yes, you remember how Captain Burrell got involved? He has to basically buy himself into the system. You know?
But that is not right.
No, it's not right. But the people are also supposed to vote for you, management, if you can't get them palm. But it's the mentality of the nation.
But that is the point I'm making. The point I'm making is listen, until the more astute amongst us integrate into the system and begin to change the thinking and the mindset of people from the lowest level, it's going to be hard to change it at the highest level. Because at the highest level, in politics and in most other arenas in our country, it is the same grouping of people. So if you remove 10, you're just recycling them. So until, and this is where now the diaspora have to consider, what am I willing to say?
Money here.
No, true, but here's the thing. It takes money, but the diaspora and others in Jamaica, right, must ask themselves, what am I willing to sacrifice to see this change? Because the truth is, having the conversations alone has not changed the leadership of our sport or our politics since I've been around. I've listened to Barbara Glood and Baba Tunde, and it is the same two parties. So obviously, talking about this stuff has not worked in terms of changing. It's the same thing. It's the same group of people have been running our football.
And they've been rotating through the different
so that
sports.
Is my point. The point.
One man today is the president of basketball, and the president of table tennis. He is a president of CASAF, and the president of this, and president of that.
So how do you change it?
Man rotating.
How do you change it? People like you, people like you, people like me, people like many others out there. You come together and say, listen, I am from the parish of St. Elizabeth. Who is the parish president? What does St. Elizabeth football need? 100 of you, I don't know, just put in wild numbers out there. 100 of you say, listen, let's go back to the parish. Start affecting the lives of the 6-year-olds. All right? Because in 6 years, there will be 12. We have some 12-year-olds that in 6 years, they'll be 18. Right? We're going to change the whole landscape of football by our time, our resources, or all of those things. All right? And that same thing is happening in Manchester and in Clarendon and in Westmoreland, and it is happening in Hanover, and it's happening in St. James and in Trelawney. When that begins to happen, and all of those minds, one of the leaders from those come together, you will find it. This thing about, okay, why would I, for example, say I am corrupt. Say I am corrupt. All right? And I'm leading it. And you're giving me a piece of paper for me to root out corruption. What am I going to do? I'm going to dismiss it. If you say to me, think about it, Chadzi, you are leading an organization and somebody says to you, we are going to get you out because you're incompetent. A lot of people say, listen, I'm going to dig in.
Management, I tell you something. We can try. because nothing beats a trial, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you one question. Where the president of CONCACAF is from?
The president of CONCACAF is from Canada. We don't have a lot of time, Chad, so just jump to the cars. We get into 3 hours.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah.
No matter where you come from, management, they're going to set the deck to suit themselves. Right? That's what's happening. And we can try, we can fight, keep on the fight, and see what we can do. We can't give up because I love the sports and I want to see it for Jamaica. Not for Kasafa, not for Trelawney or St. James or Hanover. I want to see it for Jamaica. Right? Because I'm national first. Good show management and continue.
Yeah, man. Chat and respect and thanks for the call, man. Respect. Blessings, my friend.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
cool.
People, we're on the 3-hour mark and Champions League is about to start and the Reggae Girls are going to play at 6. Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time today. I want you to have a blessed and peaceful day. It's okay that you disagree with me. That's not a problem. Listen, that's how it is. If we agree, that's good. If we disagree, hey, you. I have a right to be wrong. And so do you. I have a right to be right. And so do you. We have a right to be different. That's just it. Respect to you. You respect me, I respect you. All right? So, bless up. Support the Reggae Girls. All right? Remember to hit the like button if you have not done so yet. Oh my God. I was just about to hang up and call my friend and then I see her in the chat. Me have to still call her now. Meet up. One Siage is in the building. Long time, my friend. Where you going with? All right. Me see it upon Ramadan. A fast, watch it. All right, bless up one and all. This is Man I'm over and out. Thanks to Javan Parchment from Unseen Sports and El Futurio Football Academy for being a part of the show with me. You have a blessed day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share to I Am Sure Sports.
Yo, watch your bad dog. SK New heard this. The body out there. Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.